Let's go. Yeah, that VWAP is sitting right there. Right there. Let's go. Let's go. Good morning, everybody. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. Happy Friday. I would say good morning to everybody, but someone's late. Someone's late, and I blame Brad. Good morning. Okay. Okay, there we go. Yeah, no, that VWAP is going to act as resistance there for DEVS. So just keep that in mind, especially going into the open with 4 minutes. So this level right at like 111, 112, you're going to have some resistance there. So we might come back down and retest a dollar before curling back up to $1.20. Hopefully not, right? So, um, but they had some really good news. These guys had good news. The stock looks okay. The hype is there. It has all the ingredients, right? The float is super low. What this is missing is just a proper breakout, right? So people tend not to want to FOMO until the breakout happens, and that resistance is $1.20 for this thing. So if they can break out above $1.20 at some point today, then I think people are gonna get excited. But for now, it needs to do better. Better. Good morning, everybody. Happy Friday. Hopefully you've had an okay week. Not the craziest of weeks, pretty slow, but good scalps. Right? Hopefully we can end the week with nice boom skis. Nice boom skis. But yeah, no, ISPC looks really good. That was a good. So you look at the bottom there, that's where the 200 EMA is sitting at. That was a good base, right? And then that supply zone obviously is acting as resistance. So just so 46-ish, 46.50, right? Again, but really good base off the base. Good base off the base, you know? So yeah, nice pop on ISPC there. Let's see if we can continue after the market opens down. This one's been spammed quite a bit as well in Discord. Tiffany was, taking some nice trades on this one. Nice uptrend. BIAF looks good too. So we like this one going into the open. Let's see if we can maybe retest, the VWAP at the open. This one's been excellent as well. ELPW. This was initially the penny stock, right? They did a split yesterday, so now the stock is running because it's a low float stock. Um, yeah, took the trade this morning. Nice. Okay, so let's see what this one does. Mute my Discord so you guys don't have to hear that. Yeah, this one's done okay too, but failing at the VWAP. MEHA. I just have AACXP on here because you guys spam it a lot, right? So, what I don't mind is, and I think this is the problem. Is again we sit here and we talk about like when not to buy these stocks and what the red flags are, blah 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 blah. But if you're spamming a stock in Discord and the stock is clearly just dipping and dipping and dipping and dipping and dipping, people are gonna FOMO into that because sometimes they don't know any better, right? So I don't mind the idea sharing, the idea generation, but it has to be at a good level. Like, okay, maybe now, right? It's consolidating at the demand zone, golden pocket. I don't mind that. But when a stock is breaking below the VWAP and you below the 200 EMA with volume and you guys are jumping in, I want to slap somebody. Okay, that's exactly what I want to do. When you can see that like there's a lot of volume coming in and it's just dropping and dropping and you're catching it or people are spamming this and you're jumping in as well, I will slap all of you. Okay, so don't do that, right? Again, look for an actual support level. Like let it consolidate like this. Okay, cool, fine. I can understand that, right? But when you're seeing fat red candles and you're like, but someone said no, I will slap you and the person. Yeah. If you see fat red candles like that and you're like, oh, okay, you know what? Let me jump in, then you've learned nothing, right? So you have to take responsibility. And those are just nasty red candles. You shouldn't be buying that. Yeah, you shouldn't be buying that, right? Let it consolidate. Again, I like, teamwork. I like sharing ideas. I think it's very good, but also, yeah, make sure you can use, some of the knowledge that we've shared in the community every single day and say, hey, I see fat red candles. What the hell am I doing, right? So, let me wait a second and see if it consolidates. Let me, it's below the 200 EMA, below the 9, below, let me just give it a second. Cool. Okay, moving on to actual good stocks. Anyways, we do have a member as well. BAIF, we like, obviously, right? So we like this one, and we also like DEVS. These are my top two stocks for now. Obviously, again, ISPC looks good as well. Let's see if that thing can double bottom in that demand zone and then curl. Alrighty, and then we can go from there. So, yeah, Raven did really good on this one with the ISPC. But again, like I said, for now, top two names, DEVS. DEVS needs to get back above that VWAP, but I like this one. And then BAIF. I want to see this thing break above the VWAP. I'm not sure if it will. I hope it does. We'll see. Alrighty. Again, good morning, everybody. Happy Friday. Destra, welcome back to the community. Let me know if you need the link to join us in Discord. Alrighty. Let me know if you need the link. You should be good though. Yeah. Okay, so yeah, BAIF we like. Right, so but again, it's Friday, guys. It's Friday. It's the first minute, so sit back, relax. We might like these two names, but maybe they don't perform and something else shows up, right? So think, relax a little bit and let's see. So again, ISPC is testing that bottom there at 40 cents. If it can stay above 40 cents, that would be nice. That would be very, very nice. Righty. So DEVS reduces debt by 5.9 million of it to support the company's working capital needs. Okay. Well, I mean, at least they didn't say general corporate purposes, we're raising money to, general corporate purposes. Then we know that's keyword for we're going to the Philippines to visit lady boys. At least they didn't say that. At least they said company's working capital needs. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Anyways, give it a second. Let's see if we can consolidate above the 200 EMA here, guys. If not, let's see, see what it does. So give it a second, right? We like this $1 level. I wish the 200 EMA was closer, but let's see if it can consolidate and curl. Good, MT. Good. Yeah. Jay, good. ISPC is holding that 40 cents really well, though. Really, really well. ELPW is also popping off the demand zone, which is nice, right? Again, if you're not sure what to do, just sit back and relax for a second because these candles are going to go up and down, up and down, up and down. Yeah, and then we'll go from there. Yeah, PRZO just looks weak, 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 but it's clearly still above the 200 EMA, so that's fine. Look for $1.20 as your base, as your support. If it can stay above that, that's okay. Alrighty, and Raven is still smiling because he's still in some of this at 40 cents. So this is looking good. Sorry, 30 cents. So this is still looking good. Though you can clearly see though that there's resistance at, between 44 and 45 cents. But that 40 cents at the bottom is holding up really well. DEVS for some reason isn't quite moving yet, but again, we've been open for 4 minutes, right? So and it's holding $1. So, take a deep breath. Inhale. It's Friday. You don't want to ruin the week on a Friday. So let's see. PAR. Okay. Let's see. Let's see. ELPW is popping there nicely. Popping. Popping. Some nice green candles at least. Yeah. Velo's doing well. Not Velo again. Hey, you guys don't want me talking about Velo. Velo the goat. Yeah. Good morning, everybody. Good morning. Yeah, so again, you can see that rejection for ISPC right in the supply zone. Shouldn't be a surprise, right? BAIF is still looking good to me, holding that 50 EMA. So there's a bit of support at 180. We need more than that though. We need actual breakouts. So we need actual breakouts, guys. Alrighty. So BAIF again, we like this stock, but we need the boom skis. It is looking good though, isn't it? So nice little curl. Him X is also popping as well. You met your daily goal already, Pelish? Well done. There we go, 196. 196. So we're testing the double tops here, guys, for BAIF. Ooh, hoo, hoo, hoo. BAIF said, don't worry, guys. I'm here with the monies. I'm here with the monies. $2 break. Okay, so that resistance for me should, which makes sense. So nice little breakout there for BAIF. Type yes in the chat if you're holding BAIF. Type yes in the chat if you're holding BAIF. It's almost interesting how, like, again, these are top two names, BAIF and DEVS. BAIF is going up, DEVS is going down because money rotates, right? 1,000, let's go. 10,000 shares at 175. Jesus Christ on the motorbike. Woo, love it. Dan, ayo. Yeah, no, this is a really nice curl, right? Really, really, really nice curl. So again, DEVS, just what let it consolidate at that dollar level or the 200 EMA, and then we'll go from there. But again, those are our two favorite stocks, right? BAIF, DEVS for now, unless something changes. But BAIF is cooking, cooking. That thing said hello. I came with monies. Anybody want to join? Okay, nice little consolidation curl. Again, what's our other second favorite stock, guys? DEVS. DEVS is also holding $1. $1 make you holla. Okay, okay. So we need that other one though to get back above $1.10, a dollar. Okay. Fridays have been good, Fridays have been good for the last few, for the last little bit. Fridays have been very good. So let's hope that continues. Again, I like what DEVS is doing, right? I like that it's holding down $1 level. And here we go, right? So there you go. I know if I ask this question, more people are gonna say yes, because this is, if you're holding DEVS, type yes in the chat. We have a problem though at the VWAP, so we need to break above that level, and then it's $1.20. Type yes in the chat if you're holding DEVS. This is the one that a lot of you guys like, right? There we go. One. Ooh, hoo, hoo, hoo. Let's go, let's go, let's go. We're starting the Friday off with some monies, guys. With some monies. With some monies. Look at that, right? Our favorite two stocks, both cooking. Cooking. Uh, so again, $1.20 has been a major level for this thing, right? We've been to $1.20 a few times and then rejected. Let's go, let's go. This is the only way to start the day, right? Both from the bottom to the top. Good. Again, $1.20 resistance, guys, for this one. Same thing for the other one, 220 resistance. Alrighty. So, like I said, our favorite two stocks right now are DEVS and BIAF. Right? BIAF. Anything else? Nah, forget about it. Forget about it, guys. Forget about it. Forget about it. There we go. So we're testing that $1.20. Breaking $1.20. Looks like we're gonna be thrusting today, At this rate, we need to join that party. Whatever party Dan and Rob were having last night, we need to join the party, Anyways, let's go. Let's go, let's go, let's go, let's go, let's go. We do need to break and close above this 120 though. So this is the area where you're like, hey, Do I move my stop loss or do I sell some? Right? This is the area that you decide. Alrighty. So don't just sit there and you know and watch it. Solid base, solid pop. Both of these stocks still look good. This one's stalling a little bit though below that 120, and DEVS is breaking above. 220. DEVS is breaking above $1.20. So yeah, let's cook. No, Rob. I came to the party and Rob didn't bring any snacks. Rob only brought snacks for. I didn't see any snacks. Okay. Let me see. Yeah, we do need to really close above this $1.20 level, right? If you look left, you're gonna see that we've been here twice already, guys. Right? So one time, two times, third time now. So we can break and close, beautiful. But just be aware that that's a level that you need to watch for resistance. Alrighty, and there's always going to be a little bit of selling pressure there. When people see that it's been a problem in the past, they're always going to want to sell. BAIF is stalling a little bit there too, so maybe we come back and retest the 9, unless volume really kicks in. Alrighty, so um, again, I know more people like DEVS, so it would be nice if that thing could break out and cook. Okay, and cook. Don't you dare! I'm not saying anything. I'm not even. I'm not even. I'm not even saying anything. I'm just. I'm just here. I'm just here minding my own business. You know. Anyways, I'm not saying anything. Anyways, you know. Rob is scared. Rob is scared. You should be scared, Rob. You should be scared. Because there we go, guys. BAIF said, "Hey guys, don't forget about me, the other favorites." So beautiful. So we're testing that 220 and also breaking through that 220 resistance, right? So again, there's two favorite stocks today, right? Two favorite stocks, BIAF and DEVS for now. And if you pick one of them, any of them, you should be making money. If somehow you're holding something else, I know you're one of those people in class as we're cooking. When the teacher was teaching you ABCD, you were not learning anything. What you were learning, you were not learning. You were learning something, something else. There we go. Again, type yes in the chat if you're still holding BIAF. On fire. Woo, that is a beautiful push, guys. Type yes in the chat if you're holding BIAF. I better be seeing yeses, 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 and you better be making monies. Yeah. Lucas, just stay green, please. I'll be happy with green, Alrighty? I'll be happy with green. So again, any of these two names, any of the two names of our favorite stocks, any of the two, if you're holding, you're happy, right? DEVS, BIAF, any of them. You're up $6,000. Let's go. Well done. Again, if you're not in one of these two stocks and you're in something else, I know this was you in class. Back in your old days, this was you.
NUTELLA.
What's the word?
Peanut butter.
That was you. Back in the old days when the teacher was like A, you were like A for something else. Anyways, so you better behave. Fix your ways. This needs to change now. Okay? Okay. Fix your ways. We don't want you spelling peanut butter like that. That's not how they spell it. Okay? Okay. Anyways, DEVS, guys, is that thing flying? It's flying. Brand new highs of the day. Okay. Okay. Brand new highs of the day. Beautiful. Again, spam stocks that look good and that are performing. Okay. Not stuff that's on a downtrend, looking like it wants to go to the abyss. Okay. Okay. Love it. I was busy at drowning people being chased by Russians. No, these two stocks look really good. From a technical point of view, what we really need to see is we need to see the EVS consolidate above $1.20 already. Like it just needs to consolidate. It's breaking above, but it's really not closing above in a way that we like. It's one thing for Canada to shoot above resistance, right? It's one thing to shoot above resistance, but it's another thing to actually, slowly get above it and hold. So we need this one to hold. BAIF, on the other hand, it looks like, looks like it drank some coffee this morning, right? So it looks very nice. Alrighty, so looks very, 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 very nice. Love it, love it, love it, love it. Uh, okay, there we go. So again, we're testing $2.40 here. The closer we get to 250, though, I think people are going to start to take some profits, guys. As soon as I say that, we start to drop. But you can see that the three other candles wicking in that area, right? So usually when that happens, you want to be very cautious. Alrighty. So people are going to be taking some profits in that area there. Again, usually what happens at the open is we get some nice runners, some very nice runs, and then people take profits, and then we really start to see which of these stocks are holding up well. And then go from there. So again, the two favorite stocks haven't changed, right? BAIF, DEVS, uh, and then some of the other ones are coming up too now, like MEHA, right? We talked about this one earlier. We talked about that 200 EMA, right? So nice hold of the 200 EMA here for MEHA, and retesting the highs of the day. I think that's really the only one out of the other names that are, again, ISPC, you could see that double top and it failed in the supply zone and then came back down to a brand new demand zone. PRZO really hasn't done anything, but it is holding. It's holding around $1.20, which we mentioned earlier. So the I'm glitching. The 200 EMA and the golden pocket. So see if we can stay above that, and then go from there. Alrighty. Cool. Again, ACXP is still dropping to $4. There might be a little bit of support between $3.90 and $4, right? But again, this is why we want to be cautious of what we're spamming, right? Because you're paying attention to a stock that's clearly selling off on a downtrend when you could be playing with a stock that clearly giving you the vibes of boom skis. Alrighty, so we want to be careful with what we spam. Cool. Cool. Nancy, good morning. Hello. Hello, everybody. Good morning. Yeah. Virus. Good morning, Virus. Mm-mm. So everybody should be green for now. And then go from there. Alrighty, we need brand new breakouts here. We just need consolidation. I still like what both of these names are doing. I think what's happening with BIAF is just a retest of the 220 area for now and the 9 EMAs. So if they can consolidate and curl, that would be perfect. And then DEVS obviously still looks beautiful as ever. Beautiful as ever. Okay. There we go, 124. This one looks good in the sense that, obviously it looks good, right? DEVS. You know what I kind of like about this one is how slow it is. For a stock that has a 2 million share float and the volume is 23 million when it usually is 50,000 shares a day, I like how slow it is. It gives you that time to make decisions, right? MEHA is looking beautiful too. So looking very good. Looking very, very good, MEHA. MEHA is like it's like it's like someone's name. Anyways, right? So again, look at that. ACXP is actually bouncing off $4 and 390, right? So you want to talk about levels, right? Not just rubbish. Cool. PRZO, look at that. Same thing, right? So PRZO holding 120, trying to, right? So levels over rubbish. Cool. Yeah. Anyways, if you're green already for the day, type yes in the chat. Everybody should be green today, right? Because there's really only two stocks we've talked about a lot this morning, and that's BIAF and DEVS. And both of those were coming from bottom beautiful levels, right? So if you're green for the day, type yes in the chat. And again, everybody should be green because both of these stocks didn't come from the sky; they came from the bottom. Love it, Raven. Yeah, with ISPC definitely. So brand new highs of the day, guys, for BIAF. So nice. Yeah. Should you take profits? You should always have a plan to take profits, especially when it's sitting like that in a red zone, right? So, if you ask me that question again, Regan, I will find you. I will find you and take you to the ICE detention center. Maybe not to the ICE because maybe they're gonna, send you to the front lines. But at that point, I don't mind. Send you to the front lines. If you're in a position and you're green and you're asking me when to sell, I will find you. Well, you know what that tells me? You know what that tells me? That this video is not your mission in life. Right here.
So, what is your vision?
Money.
I mean, what is your plan for the future?
Money.
Like, what is that thing that you want to achieve in life?
Money. Money.
Like, what is your real essence on earth?
Money.
Listen to me. Let's keep the money aside. What else are you focused on?
The money that you get aside.
That dude was about to get beat up. Okay? If you're in a position, and you're green, and you ask me what you should do, I will find you. All kidding aside, though, like again, when you're in a position, you want to make sure that stop, move your stop loss up, right? To a level where you're like, hey, you know what? I got into this position at $1. I'm up 20%. Let me put a stop loss at 10%. At least I'm gonna walk away with some money, right? Or you know what? I see that it's stalling a little bit. I don't know if it's gonna break out. Let me sell 50% of it. Let me take some gains, right? Like stuff like that. You have to make those decisions. Alrighty? Because I honestly don't want to make that decision for you. I can, but I don't want to make that decision for you. Because yeah, as much as I want to see these things, pump, 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 we don't have a crystal ball, you know. You know. Anyways, 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 anyways. Okay. Let me see. 1 second. I just need to. So 240 looking good. So it looks like BIAF really wants to break out here. This one's definitely looked like the stronger one, right? It's definitely looked like the stronger one. So, which is good. Manage. Okay, so 243. And if that thing can break above that 240 and hold, then we're looking for that 250 area. Alrighty. So as much as we're sitting above that 240, we still need to break out above. For some reason, the music decided to stop as well. MEHA is looking very good still, though. So if you're holding this one, you should be very happy. Should be very, very happy. Okay. Perfect. Yeah, you can see that supply zone though and the stall, right? So you can kind of make a decision there too. Uh, yeah, it fell asleep. Yeah, no, a lot of those names from early this morning just did nothing, which is fine. DEVS obviously selling off a little bit. Watch the VWAP for a retest. So closer to $1.13, $1.12. If it can stay above that level, you're still okay. Alrighty. So to me, that's just a retest for now, and I really don't mind that. Cool. CXAI also had a nice little pop here to the supply zone. Um, but again, we've obviously had the two main stocks, and we're still trying to close above this 240 resistance. Yeah. So for now, it's just a healthy retest for DEVS. If it can stay above that, then that's okay. You still in MU? Have a look. What is it doing? Shop. Sure, we can take a look. I know virus is probably in that one too, or not, but yeah, that's a really nice push. Yeah, 401, beautiful. Congratulations. That's a very nice push. The market's having a good day today. Is DEVS weak? Yes and no, right? It's weak in the sense that like we're not flying, but it not weak in the we're not dying, right? So as long as it stays above the VWAP, I'm okay with that. Alrighty. So the strong one this morning is obviously BIAF. That's the beast, right? So that is the beast. Love it. So we broke above, we closed above, and now we're looking for $2.50. Right? You can see that supply zone is almost like like a 10 cent like span, but we shall see. We do, don't we? We do. Yeah, we do. We do. Do, 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 do. uh, Okay, come on, you can do it. You can break through. I think the difficult thing too is most of the time it's very rare that two stocks will explode at the same time. So sometimes what happens is even if you have two favorite stocks, one will usually go while the other one relaxes, and then vice versa, right? Yeah, but the stock has looked really good today, though. Really, really good. Really, really good. So yeah, we do need to break about 250, and then go from there. Ayo, Caitlin. Ayo, ayo. Yeah. Again, so DEVS looks fine to me because it's still holding that VWAP, but I think the volume is all moved on to this name, obviously. So if this one retraces at some point, then maybe the other one can take over. So again, 250 is your next resistance on this, so just be mindful. Alrighty. So you obviously people are going to be selling at 250. So if you're FOMOing at 250, you're just asking for problems. Alrighty. Just asking for trouble. So yeah, did you take some profits though, Shop? I hope you took some nice profits on that thing. Hope you took some very good profits. Some very nice profits. Yeah, no, MU looks beautiful. Look at that. I mean, to be fair though, it was only a matter of time before these names really took off. I have a new, I have a, I was on the Rob stream last night and something else happened, Something else happened. I want to show you guys, but for some reason it's not letting me upload it to the stream because I think it was so I need to find a way to fix that. Uh-oh. Something else happened, guys. Again, I'm just, innocent bystander. You know, I would send it to Dan to fix it. But Dan's involved. So, you know, so anyways. DVS back to retesting $1.20. So like I said, I don't mind this one. Yeah. But yeah. I don't mind it. In terms of retest, I think the big retest level for BIAF would be 220. Yeah, 220. uh, yeah. I mean, you guys know when I stumbled on that stream last night, I was like, why people are so excited? What's going on here? Who are all these new people on this stream? I've never seen these people before, and they're cheering. They're cheering. Boo, beast, boo, beast, boo. What's going on? I don't know what's going on, you know? But obviously, you guys know what happened, right? You guys know what happened. And Rob obviously had thought about this because he was changing clothes, He was changing into pink and the crowd was going crazy. I'm like, what's going on here? He had multiple outfits. So he clearly was very ready for this stream. But I'm not going to judge. I'm not here to judge. I'm just the messenger, Anyways, just the messenger. I'm just the messenger. Anyways, like I said, I like DEVS. Why? Because it's still holding above the VWAP retest. Cool. So I like it. uh, one of these days, Raven, your wife is gonna throw a shoe at you. Yep, yep, yep. Uh, yep. Anyway, so that looks good. Meha looks really good, guys. So if you're holding this one, congratulations. Virus says, wait a minute. What do you mean, Virus? What do you mean? Wait a minute. Ah. Ah. Uh, okay, so 30 cents is coming up for this one for resistance though for MEHA. And we need the EVS to cook here. To cook, there we go. We need it to cook. So it would be nice. So your next resistance is going to be closer to $1.30. I did not expect that. uh, yep. Here we go. 30 cents for MEHA. Type yes in the chat if you're holding MEHA. Type yes in the chat if you're holding this one, guys. Yeah, this looks really good. That looks very, very, very nice. Yeah, 30 cents. 30 cents broken. If it can consolidate Destra, then it's a good thing. Alrighty. So yeah, again, resistance between 240 and 250. Surprise? No, right? And then if it can stay above 220, then that's fine. It looks really strong still, though. Like it doesn't even want to get all the way down there, so it still looks very strong. This one's look way stronger than DEVS, right? DEVS has done a really good job bouncing though, but for some reason it has a really hard time breaking through the resistance, right? Hard time breaking through. But again, all of those names are holding, so that's fine. Note to self. Thorn. Don't worry, don't worry. 30 cents. You just got it, Jones, at 27. Okay, so you're up 3 cents already. Nice job. Nice job. Yeah, let's see if this candle can break through and actually close above 30 cents. If it can, then that should be good. Should be good. Looks like it wants to though. Is the 130 level yes, for the most part, yeah, right. Honestly, that entire supply zone, right? Yeah, yeah, that entire supply zone. Yeah, there you go. So now we're dropping to that 220 level we talked about, right? For BAIF, right? That really shouldn't be a surprise to anybody. This is why we keep saying over and over again, right? If you know there's resistance at 240, 250, right? You better be taking some gains or you better have a stop loss, right? You can't just sit there and stare at it and say, "Oh, I want to see $3," but nobody really cares, right? So, for now, if we can retest this 220 area and stay above it, that would be good because that's actually the breakout spot, right? That would be good. And then MEHA is just cooking here, cooking. So this one looks excellent. Above 30 cents. What's the next resistance? You guys know, right? Always 33 cents for the most part, or closer to that, right? And funny enough, there's a supply zone there, but that's because it's been to this area before. So the closer you get to that 33, the more resistance you're gonna have. Cool. Nice push though. Is ISPC dead? Um, is it dead? I wouldn't say so, right? It looks weak, right? It's below the VWAP, below the 200 on a downtrend, right? So no volume. So it doesn't really look like it's doing anything overly impressive. But I wouldn't say that it's dead because it's actually kind of consolidating and it's not really creating brand new lows. If it starts to break below 37.50, maybe, but for now, if it can just stay above that level, then that's fine. Right? DEVS just got slapped from that supply zone, slapped straight to the VWAP, slapped. So watch this 113, 112 level for support, right? If that level doesn't hold, then obviously we're looking for closer to $1. Alrighty, so watch the VWAP there for some consolidation. MEHA is also retesting 30 cents. Uh, yeah, Xavier. Okay, nice. Very nice. uh, unbelievable. Do, 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 do. Uh, okay. La, 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 la. Sandri, what's your question for SKIDZ? What's your question? Let me know. What is your question? Turbo? Turbo seems to at least give like a run every day, Dawn. Every day there's a bit of a bounce. I like it. I know, Virus. I know. Yeah. Come on now. So again, we're slowly getting closer to that 120 level. Unless it consolidates a bit higher, which it maybe could, consolidate higher. And then we're still sitting in that 112, 113 VWAP area for DEVS. So those two stocks have work to do. You're in at 290 KIDZ. Okay, yeah. Now, when you have a question, yeah, just always help me out with the details. Otherwise, I'm like, okay, what do I do? So, you're basically sitting at break even for now on kids, right? Which isn't horrible. Your entry is not the worst. I'm glad you're not in, and I mean, obviously you shouldn't be in at the top. Otherwise, I would find you. So yeah, your entry is not bad at all. Alrighty. So it looks like it's consolidating a little bit above $1.85. The low of the day is 285. The low of the day is $2.76. So worst case scenario, that thing has to stay above that level. I mean, it does have a really good base there, but I don't think you want to let it drop all the way to 250, right? So, but now your entry is not bad. Hopefully, you can get a higher low here and then a pop, right? That would be the best case scenario. Are we back? For some reason, there was a reset there. Like the entire. We should be back though. I don't know what the hell that was. I blame Dan. Yeah, so it looks like BIAF is curling a bit. You can see those candles kind of consolidating a little bit higher. So they're like, no, yeah. Lucas, good job, good job, good job, good job. So a little bit of a base, just a bit higher. Bitcoin's doing well today, yeah. And we've kind of talked about that a little bit too, right? Like, hey, Bitcoin doesn't seem to want to create any more lows, right? The market's been crashing with the Iran war, and somehow Bitcoin's like, nope, I'm not gonna do this anymore, right? So that's usually a sign of like, hey, 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 maybe, you know, hey, hey, hey. So it looks like BIAF said, let's consolidate and curl. It's a nice little bounce. Let's go. Well done, Protect. Good job. Yeah. How green are you now? You're up $6,000 before. How green are you now? Whoo! There we go. How green are you now? 1 4. Oh my days, guys. Oh my days. That thing said hello. Thank you very much. I'm happy. Are you happy? 248. Shop. Yeah. We kind of talked about how Friday was going to be a green day, right? So there we go. Beautiful. 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 Beautiful, guys. BIAF. Again, type yes in the chat if you're still holding BIAF. Type yes in the chat if you're still holding BIAF. Beautiful. You're up $7,000 now. You're probably up a lot more now. Yeah. Good job. Good job. So we finally broke out above the. Woo! Oh my days, guys. Oh my days. Sheesh. Beautiful. So we broke out there. We broke out. Love it. Love it. Love it. Good job, everybody. Good job. Good job. Good job. Love it. Love it. Love it. Love it. Okay. There we go. Again, congratulations if you're still holding this. Shorts getting got so far. Yeah, they better. Dan, when you send me those videos, what format does it usually work? What does it work? What do you do with it, Dan? For some reason it's not working. I thought MP4 would work, but it's not working for some reason. ONDS, good. It's about time it worked. About time it worked. About time it worked. Yeah, this is a beautiful Friday, isn't it? Beautiful Friday. Beautiful. Beautiful. Ali, you said you were in this one, right? BIAF. So you should be making some monies on that. Some monies. And yeah, Jules, you should be green on this one, right? It's failing at the 200 EMA. So basically $3 there, but at least it's doing the right thing, right? Let me zoom out really quickly. I just want to see what the daily looks like on this one, guys. Right. So we talked about that 50 level. Uh, But there's so much more room on the upside if this thing really wants to cook, especially since they've just done a split, right? So yeah, there's definitely a lot more room to the upside. I think what we need to see though is just higher lows, right? Clearly the stock is trending up. You just want to see continuous again breakouts and retest, but then higher lows is what you want to see. Yeah. Yes. Positive. Could it be positive? Yeah, we like positive and we expected green today. Green. And we're getting green. Green. Okay. Well done, Cam. Good, 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 good. Well done. I like that scalp. Good job. Good job. So this is more so a retest of that 250, 240 area. So let's see if we can consolidate again higher and then go from there. It looks like we're holding 250 for now, which is good. Kits look good. Am I wrong? You're not wrong. It doesn't look good. It doesn't look amazing though, but you're not wrong. So it's like you can see that for the most part it's just going sideways, and it's been going sideways for a long time now. So the good thing here though is that it's kind of creating a higher low, right? So it's creating a higher low, right? Which is good, right? And it's trying to bounce there. So that's a good thing, alrighty. But it's been in this range quite, all morning. So if it can break out, that would be nice. Jules, you're still in that 290, right? So you're up, you're green there. So like I said, as long as this thing stays above that this last low here, 285, you should be okay. But and then obviously you're testing a bit of a downtrend here now too. So you need to break out of that downtrend. But yeah, not bad. The one that looks the best though, the best BIAF, the best, the best. Ayo. Trump on Iranian sleeper cells. They could be more than 1,700. Nobody cares. Shut the hell up. Nobody cares. I mean, we do care, but that's stuff for you to fix, not to yap on social media about. You know. Anyways, uh, I can do magic, right? Virus, yes, yes. Okay, let's see. Looking good. Betcha buck. You betcha buck. That's a cool name. That's like what's that name again, Dan? The oil company, Aramco, Saudi Aramco. Yeah, you betcha buck. Anyways, welcome to the community, betcha. Uh, welcome, welcome, welcome. Let me get you an invite here to join us in Discord. Ready? So click this link at the bottom of the chat, betcha, and then follow the instructions in the Getting Started channel, and you should be good to go. Alrighty. So click the link, follow the steps in the Getting Started channel, and that will give you access to Discord. Cool. Yeah. Gold and silver getting hit, yeah, because Bitcoin's flying, the markets were pumping, or I don't know if they're still pumping, but yeah, people to Mars. Yes. Yeah, so you're definitely gonna have resistance for KIDZ kids on the downtrend, which is kind of where it's struggling at. DEVS guys, a little bit of weakness, but we mentioned earlier, right? Like sometimes it's very difficult for two names to explode at the same time because we're the same group of people, when one name's running, the name that looks better gets the money, and then eventually maybe the other one gets the money as well. So for now, obviously this one's been getting the monies, right? So ELPW is consult. Look at this beauty, guys. Look at that. That's a really nice, again, like these are the type of gambles. Look at that golden pocket at the bottom, guys. Look at that. How beautiful is that? How beautiful is this? I like stuff like that, right? So when you guys are taking gambles and they don't look like that, I want to fight you. You know, I definitely want to fight you. So when you're looking for plays and you're like, hey, I know this is a gamble, I want to take a gamble. At least have some components of like positivity into like confluence, right? There's a double bottom, there's a golden pocket, there's a demand zone. You know, yeah. Sometimes stuff like this, it's like, hey, let me take a gamble and put a stop loss below. If it hits, it hits, right? So exactly, Raven. Right. So the golden pocket there is beautiful, beautiful. And again, look to the left hand side, guys. Look at that. Look at that level. It's not that the golden pocket just showed up. Look to the left. And this was one of the names we talked about this morning, right? So ELPW. So beautiful base, beautiful pop, right? So yeah, yeah. You got stopped out, Thorn? Yeah. Yes, yes. The cost of doing business sometimes, which is okay. La, 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 la. Someone cut his mic. Yeah, it's trying to. It's really trying to. Right. I don't. This one clearly isn't done yet. Right. We have so much support closer to a dollar, and it's well above that level. So clearly it isn't done yet. Right. They're just there's just another name in the market. They're just another name. Today, Pyro, I showed up and I wanted violence. Violence. You know, violence today. Also, I wanted the markets to cook. So you know, ayo, Pyro. Ayo, ayo. And then again for ELPW, you can see the double top, right? So trust the charts, right? VWAP double top, surprise. Not really. Not really. Yes, virus. So you can blame virus. Blame virus for that. KIDZ is breaking through the downtrend. So that's good. Um, Already. So starting to gain a bit of momentum there as well. Again, super low float, recent splits, right? Let's see if they can actually push. Alrighty. See if the volume kicks in there. Again, BIAF is sitting at a level where you shouldn't be FOMOing, right? But you should also make sure that you're taking some profits or moving your stop loss up. When we're stalling like that, you want to be making decisions. Cool. Don't forget to smash a like, guys. If you haven't already, I would appreciate that. Please and thank you. Take a second, smash a like, hit that subscribe if you're new to the channel. And if you're not a member yet and you want to join us in Discord, click the link at the bottom of the chat there from Nightbots and come join us. Alrighty. So again, if you're not a member yet, come join us. Cool. What happens if there's a reverse split on a stock? So what happens if there's a reverse split on a stock? Does it affect the stock? Negatively. 99% of the time. Unless there's 1% of the time where it's not negative, right? Because like every so often there's a reverse split theme in the market where a stock announces a split and they pump, but that's very rare. So what happens when a stock does a split is usually it's because the stock is garbage. It's like the last resort, right? It's at 10 cents, 5 cents, 0.0001, like Shiba Inu. I'm kidding. But usually the most of the time the reason why a stock will do a reverse split is because they have no other ways of getting the stock above a dollar, so they have to do a split. So people see that as very negative. Also, nobody wants to be holding that stock because what happens is you're going to be holding 1,000 shares, but when the stock does the split, you're going to end up with 10 shares, right? Or you're going to end up with 1 share. So there's usually a sell-off. So 99% of the time when you see a company announce a split, look at the reaction, it's negative, right? And then we can come back and play with it after the split because now it's a potential low float stock, right? Shiba Inu. Right? So it becomes a low float stock, so we can always come back and play with it after the split, right? Also, what companies will do is they want to do the split, and then announce news after the split so they can try and pump it and do another offering. Alrighty. So look at BIAF. This is why we keep saying, hey, when a stock is stalling at resistance, you don't want to just sit there and stare at it, right? You have to sell some or you have to move your stop loss up. You definitely don't want to be FOMOing when it's stalling, right? When it's stalling like this, you don't want to be FOMOing. This is not the time to buy. You're gonna regret it. You're gonna regret it. If a stock buys its own stock back, will that pump the stock down? Not usually, yes. Yeah. Yeah, exactly, Caitlin. Exactly. I wonder what Mullen is doing. Mullen should be pretty close to that price now. Pretty close to that price. What's our favorite swing play doing, guys? What's our favorite swing play doing? Below. We haven't looked at that today. Yeah, so it looks like we went all the way to 1630 again this morning, right? 1640 at the highs and then came back down. So still a beauty. Still a beauty. Yeah. He's living his best life now, Robbie. Living his best life. AIFF? AIFF. Yep. Looks good actually. Oh, speaking of Velo, Velo says, are you talking about me again in the golden pocket, guys? Are you talking about me in a beautiful golden pocket? Me again? Can I pop? So nice little bounce. Alrighty. AIFF. Yeah, nice bounce there. Nice bounce. DEVS is looking super suspicious, isn't it? But again, it's slowly getting closer to that actual, demand 200 golden pocket area. So let's see if it holds. In terms of like retest for BIAF, we obviously talked about the 220 last time. Let's see if it just consolidates a little bit higher this time, right? Just to get a higher low. It says downtrend, but that's a really small time frame, so that is not the best predictor of AIFF is looking nice though, but yeah. Holy Shiba, he told me he was gonna sell this position for $1 million. Long story short, he's still working at McDonald's. uh, yep, yep. Trading will change, or sometimes all of that stuff will change for people, virus, when they realize that I can consistently do this. I don't need one home run, and sometimes like that's your greed coming to the forefront. Sometimes when you're humble and you're like, hey, 10% here, 10% there, 20%, 30%, whatever I can get, you know sometimes like that changes your whole psychology in your head when you're sitting there and you're like, nope, right? You don't have any monies, but you're so greedy that you're like, nope, this one stock, this one crypto, this one thing has to take me from, because I bet you that person was staring at 100% gains, virus, 50% gains, but are they going to take it? No. Why would they do that? And then all of a sudden, the money is all gone. Yep, exactly. Yeah, Vena, exactly. Like it doesn't make any sense, but something changes in your brain when you're like, hey, you know what, I'm okay with 5% here and there, I'm okay with 10% here and there. What actually happens for the most part is now you change the mindset to, okay, you know what, like I'm gonna take these profits here, but they're gonna be like, I don't know, like you take positions, like you just take different positions. Are you talking about me again? No, don't, Donovan. You take positions and you just trade differently. and that actually changes because then you're in a position and you're up 5%, and the stock looks so good where you're like, you know what, let me wait a second, right? And then you get 100%. Whereas people that are looking for 100%, somehow they're up 99%, they're up 50%, and they end up going to the bridge instead, you know. Anyways, isn't that crazy? Like, for someone that's working at McDonald's, right? Think about the level of greed, right? For someone that's working at McDonald's, you put $3,000 and you're at $36,000. Like, think about that. Like, that changes your life, you know? That gives you like breathing room to do other things, like a little bit of cushion. But instead you decide not to and you lose all of it, and then plus your $3,000. Like, that happens so often. Crazy. Yeah, exactly. Craziness. Dennis, what's your position in EONR? What's your position? What's your position in there? Again, BIAF is still giving us higher lows above the 50, right? So it clearly still looks okay. Uh, DEVS is still slowly testing that 200 EMA, and yeah, and then obviously MEHA went to that 33 resistance, right? Dennis, I'll take a look. 83 cents. I'll take a look. Yeah. Keep losses at 8% or less. Take winners. Yeah, exactly, exactly. DDT. Yeah, the big secret is keeping those losses small. And look at EL. Look at this, right? ELPW, beautiful demand zone, beautiful golden pocket. It runs to the VWAP. You know it's going to be resistance, right? Why? Because it failed there last time. It's a double top. It's also stalling. It also has the golden candle. If you don't sell that position, and then we come all the way back down, right? That's what greed gets you. Whereas if you're like, hey, you know what? I see a problem. I take my money, right? I see a problem. I see multiple reasons to take my money. I take it. And you ended up making the right decision, right? But if you're sitting there, you're like, but it's going to break out. But it has to break out. But it has to break out. You end up losing everything. That's what greed gets you, So don't get too greedy, please. Please and thank you. A lot of these stocks are looking really good today, right? AIFF looks nice. KIDZ, right, is slowly, it needs volume, but it's looking okay. And then let me take a look at the one that Dennis was asking for. So you're in at 83 cents, and the ticker symbol is EONR. We played with this one yesterday, and it did really well, right? In terms of support, you're looking for $1.30 for now. So between $1.20 and $1.30, you have a lot of support there, a lot of support. If you go back to last night, Dennis, right, this level was a really good base, right? I'm just trying to draw some circles here. Like if you go back to it's not letting me draw circles. Come on. So right there, right, we did a lot of bouncing there in that area, and then boom. So you're gonna have a lot of support in that area. So again, $1.30, $1.80. Your entry is really good. Sorry, $1.30, $1.20. So your entry is really, really good. Just put a stop loss below that level. You should be okay. DVS slammed. It's still in that again. Like it's that $1 area, guys. Right? It's this level here, right between the 200 EMA, the demand zone, and the golden pocket. So um, I don't think that's a slam. I wouldn't call that a slam. Yeah, so they rejected MEHA off the resistance, which we all knew about, and we've talked about this for a long time now. Whenever you're dealing with a penny stock above 30 cents, your next resistance is 33 cents, right? That's not that big of a surprise, you know? Not a big surprise. So that level is going to be interesting. We need some brand new breakouts, like almost like we cooked in the morning, and then now everything is like, okay, what do I do now? What do I do now? Do I keep going or do I not keep going? Do I keep going or do I not keep going? Do I keep going or do I not keep going? Yeah, let's see. Uh, okay, that doesn't quite work. Uh, okay. Okay, let's take a look. So in pom poms, you're in at 38 cents. What's my opinion? Um, take a look at the daily here first. Oof, oof, right away you can see that daily resistance, huh? Yeah, you can see like between 41 and 42 cents. Yeah, so I mean you've basically been failing at this level all week. The good thing here too though is that you're creating higher lows. Um, yeah, it looks good in the sense that it's been creating higher lows, but it's also been resistance all week. That thing started from 20 cents, so it's basically doubled, and it's sitting at resistance there. This is one of those where they'll like maybe just put a stop loss below 40 cents or break even, and then hope that it can break out because they very well could break out, but it's still resistance. Yeah, there we go. This has been the one today, hasn't it? This has been the one with the juice. The one with the juice. Yeah. Oh, every retest has been followed by dip buys and then boom skis, right? Every dip buy, boom skis. So that looks very good. So now we need to break above that previous high again, or simply just close above 260. That would be a good start. Yeah. No, this looks good. This has definitely been the best performer today, right? The best performer today. AIFF looks excellent as well, though, guys. If you're in this one, it looks really good. Right? It's slow and steady. You're gonna find resistance at 250 here, which again, common, right? But yeah, what would you place your stop loss at on trad? So I would look for the lower highs, right? So or the higher lows. So with this one, you notice how we're creating these higher lows and then the pops. So in this case, when it goes up like that, you basically do want to make sure that it's like okay, higher low, right? So in this case, stop loss could go right below that level, and then when it bounces again, stop loss could be moved to below this level. Already. Also, depending on your entry and like your the gains you have, right? You just wanted to consistently hold those higher lows. Alrighty. DEVS is now sitting in that golden pocket, so let it consolidate. If it can hold, that'll be a good thing. So this level is going to be very, very important for DEVS. Very, very important. Like I said earlier, though, I think it's difficult for that stock to run because everybody's, for the most part, this has been the one with the juice. So everybody's kind of focused on this one for now. And then AIFF is also, gained the, yeah, yeah. So yeah, AIFF looks nice, and BIAF also looks very nice. Chris, it's because Raven is using the wife's money again. Using the wife's money again. So yeah, again, for DEVS, guys, let it consolidate first. If it's gonna keep dipping, let it dip until it consolidates. Right? I know that's easier said than done. But I don't care that a stock is getting to your support level, like oh, but this is the level we wanted. It doesn't matter, right? It has to prove to you that it needs your money. It needs to earn your money, right? Just like when you go to work, right? When you go to work, you need to earn that paycheck, right? You don't just show up to work and they're like, hey, here's your paycheck. No. When a stock is getting to a golden pocket, a 200 EMA, a this, a that, doesn't matter. If you're seeing big red candles, there's a lot of selling going on. See, if you're just blindly jumping in, you're asking for trouble. Alrighty, so let's see if we can stay above that level. Cool. Cool. At the very least, you know it's going to go back and test $1. So if you're, if you're the gambling type, you can try it, right? Because it's going to go back up and test $1 at some point. So, yeah. I mean, some of my coworkers do that. Yep. 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 Net negative contribution. Yeah. Yes. Yes. La, 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 la. So it looks like AIFF failed at 250, right? I don't think anybody's surprised by that. So that level is always going to be resistance, psychological wall, and yeah. So we just need consistent higher lows on this stock. Looks like the markets are selling off again, huh? Apple is not looking too. Yeah, looks like the markets are bleeding again, bleeding again. But okay. Can we get a supply zone breakout here, please and thank you? Yeah, so that thing really needs to consolidate. Really, really needs to consolidate. I'm so holding over yeah. Yeah, if we can consolidate and start curling, I think the only problem here that we have, Regan, as well, is that supply zone is right above it, you know? So you can never really ignore those supply zones. So it's basically a 10-cent difference, right? That level is always going to scare people. People always going to want to sell. So yeah, just be careful. Alrighty, don't ignore those levels. All right. So yes, we're holding about 250, good, but then our next resistance is literally not even 10 cents higher. Right. So you can kind of see like right there, we've been failing. So like it's really really close. Right. So we do need to break above that level as well to really get that attention back. The volume. The volume. Does anybody ever talk like over the phone? I mean, I think we all do it, and then you move your hands as if like you're talking in public. Anybody do that? I think everybody does it. Like sometimes like I'm like on stream. Obviously, you guys can't see my hands. Sometimes or like I'm doing a one-on-one or something. I'm like, this person can see me, but like, uh, yeah, at zero, Primo, zero. I'm kidding. What's your position on SPY? Yeah, are you scalping it, or you're just you're looking for like long-term dip buys? Because that changes where the golden pocket's gonna be, obviously. Let me know. uh, Kristen. Yep. Looking for to enter zero DTE. Okay, we can take a look. Zero DTE on SPY. Ooh, SPY looks nasty. Those candles are not so nice anymore. Yeah. So initially that golden pocket was at 69.20, so 669.20. But look at that, right? This is why we say it's important to consolidate, because if it's not, let it drop, right? So it broke through. So at this point, that thing almost wants to fill the gap to the downside. Yeah, so maybe look for a bit of support closer to triple sixes. Or just look for yeah, that just looks weak, doesn't it? As annoying as BIAF still looks, along with AIFF, these are still the best looking two stocks for now. Right? Those are the better two looking stocks. Lucas, that thing is below the golden pocket, but it is trying to hold 94 cents here. It's trying to. And then AIFF is slowly pushing back towards that 250. You're feeling the boomski candles? Yeah. If this thing can break through that 250, that would be nice. Same thing. So 250 on this one, 250 on BIAF. So same obstacles. Same obstacles. Okay, let's see. Pablo, what happened? What happened? How's let's not talk about the weather today, Pablo. The weather is gonna be rubbish today. Actually, the weather is rubbish for the weekend. Look at that. Minus 21, guys. Minus 21 Celsius. Minus 21. Can you believe this? But this is gonna be the worst though. This is gonna be the worst weather we're gonna have probably for the rest of the year. Hopefully. I think the next 2-3 days. Then after that, look at the beauty. Now we're back in the positives, you know? And then I can go skiing. Yeah, minus 21 degrees Celsius. 92. Yeah. Yep, that's very nice. That is very nice. Is that bad? Tony says, is that bad? Minus 21 is minus 5 Fahrenheit. Panama City, Florida. That is very nice. Let's go. Over 5K. Let's go. Thanks to pre-market Discord. Let's go, Tiffany. Give me a high five. Come on now. Congratulations. So Tiffany made her $5,000 for the day, right? She's done. And she's going to go enjoy the day. Beautiful. Beautiful. Again, if you're not a member in Discord, guys, the news came out this morning for BIAF. Right? The news came out this morning in Discord. How did Tiffany get in at 155, 160? Because the news came out this morning, right? And Tiffany didn't even get in at the bottom. You don't have to do that, right? So look at that. Tiffany got in all the way up here, right? On that retest, because I remember we were looking at this, right? So retest curl all the way up, all the way up, all the way up, all the way up. So again, if you're not a member in Discord, click the link at the bottom of the chat from Nightbot. Come join us in Discord because you're missing out. Missing out. Tiffany, have a wonderful weekend. Ready? See you in Discord. Ready? 71 and sunny. That's very nice. It's very nice. Where's Dan? Dan, where are you? Where's Dan? How come Dan and Rob, ran away? How come? Mm. Uh, let's go. Can't thank you enough. Learn how to read these charts from your Discord. Levels were easy to read on BIAF. Made 8 grand today. Oh my days, guys. Oh my days. Oh my days. Oh my days. $8,000, guys. Whew. $8,000. Yeah. Again, these are people that put in the work, right? He didn't, Protect didn't just make $8,000 just like that, right? So that's what happens when you put in the work. Alrighty. So, again, you have lots of classes over the weekends to learn and learn and learn and learn. All those videos have been recorded, right, and posted in Discord. So take the time, put in the work over the weekends, and practice, 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 practice. Alrighty. So we all have to start somewhere, and when you work, and practice, the monies will come. Uh, Kev. Love it. Breakfast. So Dan went for breakfast: scrambled eggs with whatever that is, blue cheese, ham, home fries with that sounds amazing. Sounds amazing. I know. That sounds amazing. Yeah. I had a small Pop Tart. Unbelievable. That sounds amazing. So it looks like BIAF is still doing a good job though, just holding the bottoms there, which is good. Like we're still creating those higher lows. But I think at this point we want to see like breakouts to the upside though, rather than just higher lows. Uh, okay. Let's see what the venison inside. That sounds good too. You guys have some amazing breakfast. Amazing breakfast. Amazing. Amazing food. Sheesh. My goodness. A piece of bread and water. Seriously. You guys have amazing food. Amazing food. We're in the trenches at the moment, Ramen. Ah. Dennis 137. packet of wild grass-fed ketchup. Uh, okay, let me take a look. EONR 136. That looks. No, I wouldn't say 137 is your resistance. It just doesn't have a whole lot of volume. I think your resistance would more so be closer to 145 to 150. Dennis. Yeah, 135, 150. 145, 150. Uh, yeah, so there's 138, right, Dennis? So 137 is not your resistance, right? So it just broke through that level, like how Dan, devoured the food. He just, anyways. Yeah, no, Common, I see your message. Right. So Common says, I'm still struggling. Burnt my hands. Trading not for me, I guess. Right. So I think that's always a comparison thing, right? Like people look at like that message, from Tiffany, or from why am I glitching this morning? Or from Protect, right? The difference is, look at someone like Protect. Protect has been a member for some time and been putting in the work, and Common has been a member for a week, right? So then it's like, okay, I want to be cooking as much as. It doesn't work like that, does it? Yeah. They slapped. Yeah, Spy is gonna be again like it doesn't help that Trump is yapping left and right. So the markets, yeah, the markets are gonna be up and down like that, right? Trump is just not helping anybody other than, anyways. While listening to you, and the voice can effectively sitting on your hands, chance, yeah. But as soon as I am on board, yeah, again, keep watching those videos, comment. If you need to upgrade to the Legend Pro level, do that. Alrighty, because again, spend the weekend like educating yourself and go back and look at your trades. Like, how can I fix this? Right? If you're constantly getting into positions and they're selling off, you're probably FOMOing at the top and then it's dipping. Right? Probably FOMOing at the top and it's dipping. Alrighty. So yeah, but it's really common though for people to compare, like, yeah, like 1 week of work to a year of work, right? Like, hey, how come I'm not doing that? Righty. And again, if you're really struggling, become a gold member and get some one-on-ones. So there goes Dennis. Are you feeling better now? Look at that. So like I said earlier, right? Your resistance is closer to $1.45, which it's coming up $1.50. Right. So yeah, you're approaching this range right here, Dennis. So that's gonna be your first test. Chippy, how do you become a member? If you want to join us in Discord, click this link at the bottom of the chat, and it's going to give you the different levels to join. Alrighty, just don't get the level that says sold out, because we're really going to roast you on a Friday. Alrighty, so if you want to become a member, click this link from Nightbot. Don't sign up for a level that says sold out. So look at the other levels, see what you want to get from it, and then go from there. Did he say that? No way. Trump says Iran war will end when I feel it in my bones. Really? He said that? Damn. Yeah, he actually did say that. Uh, he will know the Iran conflict is over when I feel it in my bones, while suggesting it may not last much longer. Yeah, I he's probably not saying that though, be from like a point of ignorance, you know. Yeah, yeah. No, he's probably not. He's probably he's probably no. I think I think that's something you have to clarify, right? So sometimes you have to listen to see Virus and see Dan. Unbelievable. Yeah, he's probably saying that from so I think sometimes we read into that too much, right? But as a leader of a, because like people are gonna read into that, right? We like, yeah. Anyways, like I said, they'll figure it out, but we will make money still. There goes AIFF, guys. Nice, that's a nice pop. Yeah. So I think we just I think what they're really doing honestly is just benefiting from the chaos. And that's really what they're doing. They're just causing as much chaos as possible to benefit from it. If you ask me. Okay, let's see. AIFF. Yeah, nice pop. See if these candles can close above a 250 though. Yeah, those look really good. Did I see your last question? No, I did not. Uh, yeah. Yes, yes, yes. Yeah, no, we don't really. I think again, just if you like long term positions, just keep scaling into your long term positions. But I think for now, I think we know better. To just ignore Trump. Just ignore him. Otherwise, he's gonna. Yeah. Because if you read into that stuff, you start to realize that the people, like again, there are people dying other places. People paying a lot more for gas and energy. Some people that don't have the extra money to be paying for gas prices, right? Like, you start to read into that. You're like, dang, okay, like, why would you say something like that? It's insensitive, right? But again, he's probably saying that because he's not just saying that data, probably, but at the same time, nobody doesn't really just ignore. Just ignore. How do you tell the difference between FOMO at the top and Regan? Watch the video. Watch the video in Discord on how to play breakouts. That's gonna help you out. Alrighty. That video was like an hour and a half, an hour long, and we talked about exactly that. So watch it's in the Legend Pro channel. Watch that. Dan, when you send me those videos, what format do you use? Is it an MP4 or what is it? I guess it's something else. Chippy? No. Maybe the gold level, but that's about it though. MP4? Hmm. Yes, I think the only level that we would do, Chippy, is the gold level. Yeah. Nothing else though. Yes, yes. Also, keep in mind though, like we live in a social media age, and they're probably saying this stuff on social media, but that's really not what's going on, right? Like Iran is gonna try and stay strong and say, "Oh, we can last 6 months, a year, blah blah blah." Right? We're not gonna give up. Try us. We're gonna cook you. Right? The US is gonna say the same thing. So a lot of these social media tweets, just keep in mind they're just social media tweets. Don't read too much into them. The market's gonna react, obviously. The market's always gonna react because these guys are criminals and they're gonna want to make money off these tweets, right? But from a personal level, don't get overly don't read too much into it. Otherwise, you're just gonna be pissed. You're just gonna be pissed, especially if you start paying more for groceries and gas and everything else. And some dude is telling you, "I'm gonna end it when I feel it in my bones." You're gonna want to catch him outside. Yeah, yeah. When the people eventually say, "You know what," and then maybe they're gonna give up then virus. Yeah, DEVS has been disappointing, but weak, 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 right? That's why we say, hey, stay away from the stock. I don't care that it's a golden pocket. I don't care that it's anything else. If you get to a golden pocket and it's not consolidating, you do not touch it, right? So there's been a lot of weakness here. Also, why we keep saying this is why we roasted you, right, Regan? When a stock is at a double top, and you know it's a double top, you know it's resistance, you know it's a red zone, right? If you're not taking profits or moving your stop loss up, I will find you and slap the rubbish out of you, right? Because you know someone somewhere is sitting there and waiting for this thing to come back, right? ELPW still looks good though, super slow, but still looks okay. Yeah, and then MEHA, again, look at this guy. Same thing, right? We already knew this level was resistance. We talked about it, right? Multiple times. When you know there's resistance on a stock at 33 cents, it's in the red zone and you know it's a problem and you don't sell it or scale out or move your stop loss up, right? And it comes all the way back down to zero. You know what's going to be playing in the back of your mind? This video. Yep. Just like that. Yeah. So again, protect your monies, protect your monies, protect your monies. Then is this one's low key looking good, right? You're still in at 80 cents, I think. Still in at the 80 cents, right? So let's see if BIAF can consolidate above 220 already. That 220 support there. See if it can stay above. Okay, let's see. That is really weird. Hmm. Yeah. So, yeah, this one's really trying to hold above $1.50, 250. Quick reading about warrants, and I wanted to confirm when a stock does a split, does a s- they multiply the warrant price by the split price as well? That's a very good question, Ajoya. That is a very good question. I'm not sure. I've never really paid attention to warrants on a split. I've never paid attention to warrants on a split. Does anybody know when they do a split? Do they multiply the warrants as well? We know everything that happens with the stock, but just not the warrants. Um, I'm leaning towards no. I don't think they do that because I've never seen the warrants. Yeah, Red, are you in this one? Looking good. AIFF looking very, very nice. Do. They're adjusted? Okay. Thank you, Dan. Yeah. I've just never paid, we only pay attention to warrants, when the stock is flying. Or on these SPACs, or yeah, I've never really paid attention to warrants on split stocks, because usually the stock alone is good enough to just play with, rather than same as the shares. Okay, thank you. Good job, Shane. So Shane got into Velo. Shane is just scalping Velo now. Just scalping Velo. $200. 10 minutes of work, $200. Look at that. Beautiful. MEHA. Uh, I mean, if you want to take a gamble and hope that it stays above 2350, if it can stay above 2350, sure, maybe. But it does look weak though, so just keep in mind. Uh, okay. Yep. La, 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 la. Yeah, yeah. It is holding, like, so it looks like it's trying to hold 90 cents. Yeah. So maybe this is the level where it decides to, venture to the downtrend at least. Yeah. See, that's the case. Yeah. And then BIAF is also doing the same thing, right? So holding that 220. We've talked about 220 a lot though for support. So 220 is holding as well. And then AIFF is the one. Yeah. AO ROPS. I may help you. No, yeah. Last night, I went on the stream. Again, I don't like to judge people. I'm just the messenger, right? So, I went on the stream. Dan was on the stream as well. Dan was on the stream. Rob was on the stream. And again, I don't know what was happening, but people were very excited, very excited, very excited. And I was like, okay, like, why did these guys keep showing up to the stream? Like, what's going on? Why are they so excited? People keep showing up to the night stream, night, and they're chanting. and they keep chanting, right? I'm like, what is going on? Is this a cult or like what's going on? I'm like, okay, I'm not gonna judge. And then while I was waiting, I saw this, guys. I saw this. I was like, oh my goodness. Well, oh my goodness, what is this? What is going on? I was so surprised, you know? Anyways, but I'm not gonna judge. I'm not gonna judge. But the people in the back, you wanna see it again? Anyways. 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 I'm just the messenger, guys. I'm just the messenger. I don't know what happened. I just, I'm just, you know. Ah, yes. SV? No, that's good. That's a good thing. Anyways, unbelievable. Unbelievable. My wife just saw it. This is they hate us because they hate us. Oh my goodness. I know. Virus, don't miss another night stream, please. Don't you dare miss another night stream. Set your alarm. Ah, anyways. Let's see. Anything else here moving? No, it looks like we're slowing down into lunchtime. Ah. Ah. Anyways. Like I said, I just work here, I don't know, Yeah. Ah. Oh my days. Ah. Remember the movie Stripes? Done. Ah. Yep. Like I said, I'm just, let's go 40s. You're just upgrading. Okay, sounds good. Yeah. So watch those classes in the Legend Pro channel already. So go to Discord in the Legend Pro channel. There should be a lot of classes there. Yeah. Yes. And then spend your weekend doing that. Cool. Rob, are we doing a class tomorrow? Maybe. We're doing a class tomorrow. Well, I'll decide and then update you guys later. Ah, yes. Upgrade for the toe. Upgrade for the toe. Stay for the gains. Not anymore. Rob, your people are gonna come to see you. Come on. Anyways, is extremely necessary. He does a lot, but no, 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 no. Today, no, no, no. I remember he's not. Yeah, yeah. No, I understand that part of it, William. I think there's some element of that. Some element of that is also his ego, though. I think he has a pretty big ego. But then again, most people in that position have a big ego, right? All those leaders, if they didn't have big egos, especially the one that starts with an, anyways, some of that stuff, some of the stuff that happens wouldn't be happening. If they had true love and compassion and everything else, some of the things we see would not be happening. So, come on now, we need some violence to the upside here. Some of these stocks are way too slow. We started the day off so strong. I think people made them and said, "You know what? Thank you very much. Thank you very much." And ah.
We're hot trades buddies. Good, good hot trades buddies.
Unbelievable. Unbelievable.
You run, but you no escape. We catch you, little man.
Help! They're crazy!
You like
Ah, unbelievable. Okay, Rob, you can leave now. Put my background back before you leave. Ah, that will not save you. That was Rob. That was Rob, by the way. Damn, that was Rob. Ah, yes. Which one, Tony? Which one's that? Ah, fine, I'll fix it myself. Uh, yeah, game. I mean, Gamgee. It depends, though, right? Like, what's your work schedule like? What's your work schedule like? Right, it depends what your work schedule's like, right? So if you can trade pre-market, if you can trade, right. So it really just depends. Yeah, yeah, exactly, Dan. Like, try it for a month, and if it doesn't fit, then you could always change back. You could always cancel. Yeah. Or trade at work? What? I know, right? Trading at work. Yeah, I know it's there you go. Thank you, Rob. Thank you. Yeah. No, yeah, you could always yeah, I mean the times where you're gonna be free, and if you're doing this already, if you're watching the stream now, you can still trade now. So should be okay. Yeah. So it just depends on your schedule. Yeah, DEVS has been so weak. Yep. No, no, again, no kidding, guys. Like, watch those videos in the Legend Pro channel over and over and over again, right? Because those videos really go into good depth of like what you need to be doing, right? So if you're really struggling still, do what T just did and upgrade to the Legend level or beyond, and educate yourself over the weekend, right? Review your trades, blah blah, whatever you need to do, do that. Ready? Please. So, and then come into the next week with a bit more knowledge. Right? So you can always upgrade for a month and then go back down if you need to. Alrighty. So that knowledge will more than pay for for your upgrade. Yeah, no, that thing is very weak. DEVS, very very weak. Right. That's why again we keep talking about greed. Right. There's no need to be greedy for someone that sold this position. Right, at a double top, triple top. If you sold that position up there, you had a stop loss and you sold it. You're very happy right now because the stock has been weak. Right, but there's someone somewhere that bought this position and they're not going to sell it because they want it to pump. Yeah. Alrighty. So no need to be greedy. Alrighty. Uh, Martin, I think Martinez. Welcome to the community. I think you signed up for Gold VIP. Welcome to Gold VIP, Martinez. Do you have to cancel first? No, you just have to follow these steps here. So, uh, this right here. Uh, yeah. So these are basically the steps right there. Alrighty. So just follow the steps. You should be good to go. So you just want to go to the channel and then click on where it says see perks, and then select the level you want, and then just change level. If it doesn't work on one device, try a different device or a different browser, and then you should be good to go. But if you're struggling with how to look for consolidation breakouts, stuff like that, then definitely be doing that. Anyways, Martinez, again, welcome to the community. This is your invite, so click that invite and follow the steps in the getting started channel. Once you've done all of that, send me a DM in Discord and we'll schedule a one-on-one. Alrighty. So you're gonna have some videos to watch first, some classes to watch, and then we'll schedule a one-on-one already. And then you also get a free trial of the algo. So send Rob a DM as well. So we'll figure all of that out. So you can get the algo as well. Volunteer for Meals on Wheels on Fridays. Amazing. Catch you sometime soon again. Maybe in Discord. Sounds good. Gamji, sounds good. Yeah, that's a Meals on Wheels. That sounds like a very good project. Is Meals on Wheels like something where like you like drive around and feed people? Yeah. It needs to break that downtrend, Regan, and then it might be ready for a push again. Everything you want breaks out, Dennis. Yeah, exactly. Luna says, "Good. Have a good weekend. Have a wonderful weekend, Luna. Have a wonderful weekend. Going back to jogging. Okay, sounds good. 7 times your daily goal. Just cooking. Cooking, Luna. Well done. I think. Oh, I see. I think it's delivering food to the elderly. Okay. You elderly. La, 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 la. Okay, that's very. That's very good. Yeah. I get food. Yeah. Okay. That is very nice. No, it does not, Dan. Meals on Wheels. It does not. Yeah. Yeah. I would never guess that it's getting food for the elderly. I mean, Richie, we already have a market maker in the chat, so already have a market maker in the chat. Yeah. Alan, let's go. Welcome to Legend Pro. Yeah, so if you're wondering why people are upgrading to the Legend Pro, you most likely missed all of those classes. So for example, so let's go over to YouTube's. Right, obviously don't want to be a video, but I think we're dead. So if you click on videos, so if you are a Legend Pro member, you can go to the Legend Pro channel, and those videos are going to be in there. Or also, if you come to this section where it says, where it says videos, a lot of the videos are going to be in there. I think the last we've done quite a few Legend Pro videos. I think the next video is going to be on like position sizing and whatnot. Maybe we'll do that tomorrow. We'll decide, or we'll do something else, but we'll let you guys know later, right? So a lot of these more specific videos are right. So again, this class was really good, right? So Rob cooked that class, right? So the trading blueprint, shifting from like casino trading to CEO trading, that was a really good class. Right? This was also a really, really good class. We talked about like risk management on this class, right? Focusing on like losses and risk management, like stuff like that changes the way you trade, right? Simple questions like, oh, where do I put my stop loss? Blah, blah, blah. Like, honestly, stuff that like big mistakes for a lot of people, right? Stuff like this too, like when to sell. Like, how do you know when to sell? Stop losses, scaling out, taking gains, right? So a lot of that stuff, right? Like, we focus on mindset a lot, right? Because it's a big deal, right? So a lot of classes like that, right? Look at that. A lot of you guys are like, I don't know when to buy a stock when it's consolidating. What is consolidating? What's happening when it's dipping? Right? Like look at that. Right? Consolidation. A lot of you guys are like, but how do I play the breakout? So again, when I say we can't just sit here and explain that stuff, is because, for example, like how do I play a breakout? Okay, that class is an hour and a half. We went through a whole bunch of examples, right? So we're not going to sit on stream and answer that question, right? So there's a whole bunch more stuff, and again, like I said, we'll work on some other stuff. Amy says, I upgraded last Friday, spent this past week watching videos. Definitely worth the upgrade. Much helpful classes. Let's go. Such helpful classes. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. Yes, yes. Michael says, can you please paste the membership Discord link? So you have to be a member on YouTube first. So you can either just click the join link, the $ link on your live chat, or just click this link at the bottom, Michael. Just don't sign up for the level that says sold out, because we're gonna roast you. Roast. KIDZ keeps coming back though, doesn't it? So this brand new split low float stock, it keeps coming back, but it doesn't seem like it wants to break out yet. So 315 breakout would potentially signal a bigger push. Bigger push. Please by the soda level. Everybody wants someone to be roasted, Roasted. Did Trump really say that? Trump says these ships should go through the Strait of Hormuz and show some guts. There's nothing to be afraid of. They have no navy. We sunk all their ships. Yeah. See, stuff like that is too much yapping, If you have millions of dollars in a ship, why would you want to go through with the risk of it getting blown out of the water, Especially when you see other ships getting burning. Why would you want to do that? It's not like they're going to return your monies. Trump just likes to yap sometimes, too much. Yep, no, this looks good now, right? So that 220 level was nice for retest, for BIAF. That was really nice. Yeah, Z? Yeah. So this one's been the strongest stock today for the most part. So it's nice that it's coming back. It's nice that it is coming back. Okay. Another question for you guys though for topics. If you're interested in like a Legend Pro class, what's something that you'd like to learn? Like what's a good topic? Right? What's some of the things that you guys are really struggling with? For potential topics, let us know. With a hidden drone super quick and nothing they can do. Yeah. How to talk to women is the class you want to, that's the class you need. Yeah, no, again, if there's anything you're really struggling with and it comes to mind, let us know. Alrighty. See if we like it or not. JV. See, this is how I know we've given you guys, we've talked about a lot of stuff. Like we've talked about so much stuff, guys, on these classes, right? And the stuff we miss, we talk about it on Q&As, right? So we try and talk about the stuff that we know you guys struggle with the most, right? Like, okay, breakouts, consolidation, stop losses, exits, right? Stuff like that we try and cover. But we've covered a whole bunch of stuff. Like, look at this. We've done classes for days. We've been doing these classes for a damn long time now, right? So for a damn long time. So we talked about a whole bunch of stuff, right? So that's why we asked, like, if you yeah, psychology and discipline of entries and yeah is going for you. Basics, yeah, yep. Here we go. BIAF, very nice. Get back above 250. Uh, yep, exactly, Rob. Exactly. I think the other thing we could do is we could talk about like scaling in and out of positions, especially like again, um, we're not necessarily fans of scaling in positions because there has to be a strategy, especially when you're playing momentum stocks. But you can scale into positions, so that's something we could talk about, right? So yeah, maybe that's what we'll talk about tomorrow. Like when you're trying to catch that bottom of a play, right? Um, you know, Actually, we could talk about that. So we've talked about consolidation. We've talked about breakouts, but the times where you play consolidation and you're not really sure, the times where you play a breakout and you're really not sure, right? So the question is, okay, I'm trying to play a breakout. I'm trying to play off the bottom, off the 200 EMA, off the green zone, right? Like, how can I scale into this position, and how do I get confirmation to add more to the position, right? So we could talk about that tomorrow. Yeah. Alrighty. So, but that would be a Legend Pro class as well. So we can do that. We'll let you guys know tomorrow. Sounds good. Sound good. So again, just stuff that we figure you guys struggle with, right? And then we'll talk about that stuff. Yeah, it really did. Yeah, DEVS. Yeah. NVIDIA is still holding up really well, though. Like the markets are still holding up okay. Yeah, they just took the tech stocks and SPY to the bridge. I mean, we'll see if we can rebound into the close, but yeah. Is MEHA curling? It's trying to, because it has a demand zone here. It's trying to. So we talked about that 2250, right? So it's been holding that 2250. It did run to $200. Right? That shows you how strong it's been holding, honestly. If we've had so much chaos and yet was still that, still that close. Right? Look at NVIDIA. With all the drama we've had in the market lately and all the tech sell-offs, right? We're basically still in the same stupid range we've been for the last, like the last 4 months now. Right? So the markets are just going up and down, waiting for good news or waiting for something horrible to happen. Right? And then they're really gonna decide what they want to do. But yeah. Yeah, I think that's part of the reason why you see these sell-offs, Winterfell. People get scared to hold over the weekend because they never know what Trump is going to do, Yep. That's a very good question. That's another topic too. That might be something, yeah, that might be another topic we talk about too. So maybe this Friday and the next Friday, this Saturday and the next Saturday as well. Or even next Friday or something like that. We do have a class on, we have multiple classes on that as well though, Pray. So keep that in mind. Right? I think we have 2 videos already on that. Honestly, we could combine that into we could add that to that too, right? Because you could scale into those positions, when they look when they're dropping news like that. So we could join all of it into the same class. So we could just have one crazy class with a lot of knowledge, right? A lot of firepower in one class. So. Yup, I like it. I like it. Keep the ideas coming, right? Like if you guys are struggling with something, like I don't know when to get into these news bots, right? Like how do I figure that out? There's not an exact science, but there are steps that can help you out, right? So, class would most likely be at 11 a.m. Eastern. I just have to confirm. Yeah, 11 a.m. Eastern. Yeah, 11 a.m. Eastern tomorrow, Saturday. Yeah, we'll see. Yeah. Only a million times, SB, only a million times. Yeah. Only a million times. Yep. uh, unbelievable. You see what your Dan made that stupid video and then and okay. Yeah, so scaling in and out, and then basically position sizing as well, right? Because when you're scaling in, really, like, position sizing comes into play. So position sizing, we'll figure it out. Can you look at IMPP? I have 225 shares at 51 cents. Okay, sounds good. I'll take a look. Yeah, AIFF is curling nicely here again. Yeah, come on, Brad. What's your entry on this one? What's your entry on this thing, Brad? That was a nice base too, wasn't it? So it didn't really use it used some of the other levels for a retest, right? And then obviously it's approaching the top of the range again here. So this looks nice. And so you basically use that fib level for your support on the downside. So your resistance is closer to 265 here for AIFF if you're still in that position. Looks really good though. Looks really, really good. You're in at 240. Nice, 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 nice. Love it. 265. There it is. Good job, good job, good job, Brad. End the week making some monies. Is any of your music on Spotify, Brad? You have music on Spotify? Anything we would yeah. What type of music do you make? Michael, welcome to the community. Welcome, finally. Welcome, welcome, welcome. This is your invite at the bottom of the chat. Iran gives approval to Indian government for two. Oh wow! So it looks like countries. What countries are doing now is they're going around and they're asking Iran for like approval to go through the So Iran gives approval. The longer this happens, the less people are going to care about the war. The reason why people really care about this war really is because oil is a pretty big deal. As much as people would like to say, oh, clean energy, EV, blah, 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 nobody cares. Well, we do care. But really, oil is a pretty big deal that affects everything, right? So if it wasn't for that, this war would, we would forget about this war pretty quickly, even though people would be struggling. So Iran gives approval to Indian government for two liquefied petroleum tankers to sail through the Strait of Hormuz. Is that true? Is it not true? Well, yeah. That's cool, Brad. That's cool. Yeah. So Michael, again, welcome to the community. This is your invite. So click this link at the bottom of the chat. Michael, follow the instructions. Yeah, exactly, Rob. Exactly. So that's really the reason why this is such a big deal, right? Oil inflation, and then all the spending and all the rockets, all the danger that it's causing. If Iran didn't have that, right, you notice how when the war started, like there was a reaction, but then we started going back up. But then the Strait of Hormuz has been the big problem, right? That's where everybody keeps going back to. So if it wasn't for that, yeah, right? Yep. Green, yeah, exact. Ayo, Josh, exactly, right? So that's the problem. So if these countries can start getting approval, and a lot of them get approval, right? Then this, we're gonna start to put this on the back end because the U.S. has enough oil that they export and make monies for selling, so they benefit from that. Yeah. So Michael, again, click that link I sent you from the Hot Trades account. Follow the instructions in the Getting Started channel. Once you're good to go, watch the onboarding video so you know where to go. And then if you have any questions, ask in Stock General, please. I'll take a look at IMPP as well. Alrighty. I wish stock alert. Knowing the right criteria, because the bot are spamming Yeah, yeah. We can definitely do a class on that, like understanding the bot, right? Understanding the bot. That could be a really good class, actually. That could be a really good class, yeah. We'll decide which one to do first. Yeah, understanding the bot, right? The what the alerts mean. We've talked about that. What the alerts mean, what the news means, which of them to jump into, which not to jump into. Yeah. Michael, I probably speaking Japanese. Yeah, because you keep spamming the same message. Yeah. Again, Michael, welcome to the community. Click this link at the bottom of the chat from the Hot Trades account. That link is going to take you straight to Discord. Follow the instructions in that channel. If you're still confused on what to do, the onboarding video is going to walk you through all the channels and how to connect. Alrighty. So click that link. Blockhead. Yeah, no, I think it's just the art of like war at this point, Pizza. Yeah. There's a lot in Discord. Wow. Yeah. Yep. You're gonna have a lot of information, right? So spend the weekend again. That's why I think it's good to sign up on a Friday, into the weekend, so you can spend the weekend like really understanding. Okay, like what's going on here? What's going on here? Let me watch this video to understand. So by the time Monday rolls around, you have a pretty good understanding of what you're supposed to be doing. You know. Okay, let me take a look at IMPP because just discontinued the cancer drug. Terrible news. Is it? Let me go back up to that question. The question was from IMMP. Oof. 51 cents. That was a nasty drop. Sheesh. Oh my days. You know what's crazy though is look, this thing has happened before. This has happened before. Look at that chart right there. Saint, right there. Look at that double bottom. It was close to 50 cents as well. Right? So your entry is not honestly horrible, right? The news is bad. The stock looks like garbage, but your entry is not the worst. Alrighty. So that stock was clearly, a lot lower at 47 cents, like 45.75. So I wish your entry was closer to that bottom because then you could just put a stop loss right below. Right. So if I were you in that same position, I would almost say that again, I wanted to stay above 50 cents if I were you. I'd want to stay above 50 cents. But if it's a smaller position and you can wait for this bottom, it definitely has to stay. If it breaks below this bottom, it's probably going to 20 cents at that point. Michael, when like when you were in kindergarten, right? And they were learning the alphabet. What were you doing, Michael? What were you doing? Was this you in school?
NUTELLA.
What's the word?
Peanut butter.
Was that you, Michael? That was you, wasn't it? He was spelling peanut butter like that. Unbelievable. Okay. Yeah, BIAF. Yeah, it's still holding up really well. That 220 has been a solid base. I think people are just scared of that supply zone now. Let's go, Josh. Have a truly blessed day as well. Enjoy the show, and the markets are for yeah, absolutely, Josh. Right, these are times to scale into positions and make some monies eventually when this ends, because it will end at some point, right? Or the markets will ignore at some point, right? And we've been saying this for the last week now. The fact that Bitcoin isn't hitting brand new lows, but the market's dropping is a good sign. It's a good sign. Yeah. Yep. The video. Which one? Which one? Oh, Josh, you've been missing. You've been missing. You've been missing. Right. So, Josh, Rob started streaming on Monday or Sunday, right? And I came on to watch. I came on to watch him. I'm like, oh, let's go hang out with Rob. He's trading futures, right? Um, and I mean, you would not believe what I saw when I came on. You would not believe it, Josh. You're not gonna believe this. When I came on the stream and people were so excited, I'm like, okay, there has to be a reason, right? You want to know what Rob was doing? This was Rob on stream. Oh my goodness. This is what he enjoyed Vegas so much. He enjoyed Vegas so much that he did this. And then I left for a few minutes because I had to go work out, and when I came back, he already changed his outfit. He changed the outfit. He enjoyed Vegas so much, that he was changing outfits. And then all of a sudden, I don't know why Dan would want to join that party, but he did, and they were having too much fun. You want to see this? Oh, anyways, again, like I said before, I'm not gonna judge. I'm not gonna judge. I'm just the messenger. I'm just the messenger. Ah. Oh, anyways. Anyways. You did miss it, Michael. You did miss it. This is the link again at the bottom of the chat, right? Click that link, the yellow link. Yeah. Unbelievable. He's a world-renowned expert. Probably Luna. Probably. You can tell like some of these names are just holding up there really close to resistance. We're definitely going to get some breakouts later in the day. We're probably going to get some breakouts later in the day. There is another stock that's moving up right now, the FMFC. Like it's like a soccer stock. I'm kidding, by the way, but yeah, nice little pop. It's stalling at 67, which is resistance now, though, so be careful. But yeah. Okay. Wants to show this to everyone, or he just wants to play for himself. I just want to make sure you guys see, in the for the interest of transparency, Raven, I just want to make sure you guys see, what I saw, just so we're on the same page. Those people on the night stream were having too much fun, so I just wanted to make sure. I don't know why they were having fun, but maybe it's just in case. Kelly, you're hanging out with ELPW. Yeah, it looks like one of those that could easily, that could break out. If it breaks above 505, I think you could be in a good spot. Right? Yeah. So hopefully it breaks out. There's again, look at that golden pocket, right? That was a really, we talked about this earlier. That was a really good bottom here at like 465, and it's sitting right below the view app now. So if it can break out, maybe it's ready to go. Ready to go. I know, Raven. I know. Don't worry. There's another one, by the way. But there's another one. I don't want to show that because then Rob, Rob's not gonna want to do the class. So yeah, yeah. No, this looks good. I like the 220 support on BIAF. This has been really good. Honestly, Skunk, he was very surprised and very excited to see Dan's big toe. I don't know why, but anyways, he was very surprised and very excited. Yes, correct, Regan. He was very surprised and very excited. Yeah, 250 and then 270. That entire supply zone is going to act as a bit of an issue. What's the last time we had a runner at lunch? Every so often. I mean, FMFC is pushing up, right? So that's a bit of a run. This morning, MU to the open. Okay. Yeah. So Rob, hopefully you give up. Hopefully you give up, and then we can end the war. You surrender, we end. I need to step up my game, or you could just end. Just give up. Just give up, and the war is over. Yeah. Uh, mm, no, no, no. Do. Oh, no surrender. Don't be like Trump, Rob. Don't be like Trump, Dan. Don't be like Trump. Trump doesn't know when to surrender, give up. Don't be like that. What's my opinion? What's your position in DEVS? You guys keep asking for this one. What's your position, DEVS? Right, it looks like it's slowly curling back up, which is a good start. Right, I think it's going to go back up and test $1 again at some point, but that's never a guarantee. But yeah, it's done an okay job finally consolidating and curling, which is good. Right, which is good, because that's the first time it actually consolidated for a while. Right, so yeah. So if it can stay above, if it can for now, make sure that damn thing stays above 84 cents. If it breaks below 84 cents, get rid of it, right? So now that it's finally done something, right? So it needs to consolidate and just stay above that 84 cents. If it does, Ryan, it's still okay. Carl, still okay. uh, Dang, come on, we need some breakouts. Why is everything having lunch right now? Lunchtime slowness. The market maker has been on holidays, too busy fighting the war in Iran. That's what they're doing. We do have some really good names though. Like AIFF looks good. Like the chart is so beautiful, right? With the higher lows, right? ELPW looks promising if it can break out. BIAF has been a beauty, right? It dips, but it's holding and it wants to break out again. So there are some really good names. They're just not breaking out. So if they can at some point, that would be good. So for now, we'll see what happens going into the end of the day. Yeah. So yeah, MEHA has done a good job too holding. I think that level was 2250, Richie. 2250. And the markets still look very suspicious. Very suspicious. Yeah, it's disappointing that we went from like that green, to that red, But that's clearly the environment we're currently in. Headlines, 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 Come on, BIAF. You can do it. Again, don't forget to smash the like, guys, if you haven't already, please. Please and thank you. There's still more than half of you guys that haven't smashed a like yet, as usual, right? So if you haven't already, take a second, smash a like. And let's get to 200 likes. Smash a like, guys. Yeah, exactly, Rob. That's exactly what they're doing. Just manipulating the markets at this point with those headlines. It's not like we've had anything new, honestly. We've had nothing new. I get that, the longer it goes on, there's that risk of, but nothing new has happened. So they're just taking advantage of the chaos. Yeah. Did you know more money is traded on the futures due to high leverage and value of contracts controlling a major interesting, Dan. We're not surprised though. Not surprised. Yeah. Yep. Not surprised. Ah. Anyways. Yeah, comments like Trump saying end the war when definitely don't help. Yeah, Michael, I think you clicked on the link, right? So just follow the steps in the Getting Started channel because that's really the only thing you have access to. So click the link, follow the steps, and then watch the onboarding video. Yeah, Richie. No, there's more than that. There's more than that. But yeah. Okay, let's see. I don't think there's really a PLYX is also moving, but it's not really doing anything overly crazy. PLYX, right? It's slowly breaking out there, but those candles look a bit suspicious. Just a little bit suspicious. Stop loss higher in the curl. Okay. Yeah, no, this one definitely looks promising, right? Like, yeah, it looks really good if it can just break out and hold. That would be nice. Very, very promising. It does, doesn't it? Like you could tell it wants to go, right? That's what I mean. Like we have so many good names that could potentially go boom skis. They actually just need to break out. So for this one, your resistance is like I said, 505, 510, right? So the view up there is kind of where it's struggling at. So it just needs to break out. Yeah. Mm, mm, mm. Yeah, DVS just hasn't had the volume. Yeah, no, for this one, Raven, that 33 is always, as usual. The golden pocket is a little bit lower, but that 33 area is gonna, especially when it's consolidating like that. Yeah, it's trying, it's trying. So nice little curl, Raven. Nice little curl. I think you can tell that. So this is usually what I mean by like a stock doesn't have good volume. Is you can tell that like ELPW has volume, right? The volume for the day is 11 million, right? So, but in the moment, you could tell that the candles are just not getting the volume, right? That was initially. So it needs to break out for the volume to maybe kick in there. PLYX is pushing there though. Looks better now. Any equipment and I have my equipment. Let's go, William. Make it happen. Make it happen. 640. That's a nice little push. And then yeah, be careful here though. It's just not the area to FOMO. Kids is still just sitting at $3. It's impressive how well it's holding $3, like around $3. But I think we want to see more than just holding. BIF is getting annoying. I bet you they're waiting till we get up the stream, maybe after lunchtime, After lunchtime. Yeah, because again, the volume doesn't necessarily mean that it's coming through right now, right, Richie? ISPC. If we can reclaim the 200 EMA, then definitely. On AIFF. How would a stock get volume increase? Simply by breaking out, Brad. Usually by breaking out, or someone just buys a whole bunch of shares, but usually by breaking out or holding a really good level, and then the volume comes in. Yep. Mm. Do, 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 do. Do, do, do. 12. Okay. Come on now. We could use some rockets. 'Show us the rockets, AIFF. Yeah, you need to chant. Yeah, both of these stocks look promising though, BIF and AIFF. Just in Pentagon approves deployment of a Marine expeditionary unit of 2,500 Marines to the Middle East. Ah. Hmm. When was that posted? Yeah. What happened to we know we're not sending any boots on the ground? Meh, 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 meh. Yap, 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 yap. Mm, 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 mm. Yeah. Anyways, you have to have so much respect for the people that do go though. I mean, like all of the people that are in the military. So much respect for those people. Type yes in the chat. If they said, "Hey, you have to go to the Middle East and fight on the ground," would you go? Yes or no? Type yes in the chat. Yes in the chat. Would you go or would you not go? He said, "Hell no." Bill says, "Yes, sir." Yeah, some people, yeah, right. I would go to Canada. No, in the chats. Yeah, I can't because of yeah, yeah. Ah, yep, exactly. Winterfell. I'm the same. Same, same, same. Yeah, I think it's one thing to protect your country, like it's one thing to protect your country. I think if disaster happened in your country, I don't think there are not very many people that wouldn't go and like if enemies invaded your country, I don't think there's anybody that would be like, no, hell no. Most people would go. But stuff like this is a bit different. Stuff like this is a bit different. Also, did you guys see the video of the dude that said, what if the US send ground troops? The ambassador says, send them, we're waiting for them, with a smile on his face. No, thank you. The dude said, we're waiting for them. Iran said, send them, we're waiting. Yeah. No, thank you. I mean, my finger is still broken, by the way, so I can't really go. My finger, yeah, can't really go. So only for him. Yeah. You can't commit about your sins. Ah, yes. Exactly, Rich. Exactly. Yeah. William? Yeah. Yep. 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 Yeah, that's different. Right? This is different. If anybody had to defend their country, everybody would do it. Yeah. If you had to go fight a war that you don't even believe in and you're not really sure based on information you don't even know it's true or not, yeah, that's a different story. Yeah. But some people would. And yeah. And some people do that every day. So that's respect. I think the only sad part too though sometimes is sometimes those people get out and then they're not really taken care of, which is sad. But yeah, exactly. Yeah. I think we can all agree though that like stuff like this shouldn't happen in the first place. This stuff shouldn't really happen. I think you know I think Elon said it best, like You're setting people that don't know each other to fight, for people that do know each other and just hate each other for egos or something, right? So, yep. But if they come, yeah, exactly right, exactly, yeah, yep. So no, thank you, not interested. CXAI, yeah, that one was on the list this morning. Watched it for a little bit and it just wasn't going anywhere. CXAI. Yeah, that's a nice pop, CM. You're stuck because of the wrong password. Change your password, Michael. Let me see. What's your Discord name, Michael? Is it Mickey or is it Obed? Change your password. Right. Yeah, that onboarding video should walk you through. No. ELPW. Yep, it just needs to break out with some volume. Kelly, what's your entry on this one? I know Kelly's in this one too, and DP is in this one as well. Yeah, Michael, what's your Discord name? Yeah, change your password. Click on the link again. Follow the steps. You should be good to go. Is Benjamin still on social media? I think it's like Benjamin. Yeah. Is this dude still tweeting? No, he hasn't been. Anyways. Oh, I'm stuck due to Michael. I don't know if you're delayed or not. You're probably delayed. We keep asking the same question and we answer the question multiple times and you keep asking again. Yeah, ELPW really wants to break out of that resistance, doesn't it? Question is, will it actually break out and give us some juice? Brad says roast. It's funny how even the new members come in, and and they also want everybody to be roasted. Unbelievable. Nice. Here we go. Siri, I wasn't talking to you.
Okay.
Okay. There it goes. ELPW. 1 week anniversary. Love to see the roast. Yeah. There it goes. Finally, something's breaking out. Yeah, this one just looked like it wanted to do it. Like it just really wanted to go. Yeah, there it goes. Type yes in the chat if you're in ELPW. Type yes in the chat if you're holding ELPW. It needs to retest and consolidate above that 505 510 area. Yeah, so it definitely has work to do, right? Definitely has work to do, but it's looking good though. There it goes. Yes, yes, yes. He agreed to help make a movie of you and Peter. Oh my days. Ah. Oh my days. Well, better be a good movie then. If yeah. Yeah, no, you could tell this thing wanted to break out. Just the way it just kept coming back with the higher lows and higher lows and higher lows. It really just wanted to break out. And it finally broke out. So that's good. There's a bit of room to the upside before we can talk about the next resistance, obviously. So that looks nice. Rob would love that. There goes to 526, guys. He's looking nice. Yeah, maybe a little bit. Yeah, maybe a little bit of resistance at that SD band there at 530. Okay. Yep, exactly, JB. We'll talk about this tomorrow. Okay? We'll talk about stuff like this in the Legend Pro class tomorrow. Yeah. Okay, can we get above 530? Make sure you move those stop losses higher, guys. Move the stop losses higher. What do you guys what are you guys doing this weekend? Any plans? Or just resting? Any weekend plans? Craziness. Spending all your money on kids on kid go karting M5. Sounds fun though. Waiting for Monday. Picking up my nephew spring break. Ooh, nice. That sounds fun, Bill. Sounds very fun. Golf and motorcycle riding. Sounds very fun. Boom Boom's tomorrow night. Let's go, Pyro. Let's go. Pyro's gonna be blowing up some stuff. Yeah, I think here comes at 530. $5.30. So this area right there, not really major resistance. Your resistance is a bit higher, so it's exploding through that level. ELPW. There you go. On April 10, 2026, Prime Video ad-free subscription will become Prime Video Ultra in the US, priced at $4.99 a month. Interesting. Looking good. Beautiful. So again, at least we finally had something break out, right? So that's all we needed here, really, right? Once that thing broke out, look at that. That's a pretty nice pump from the breakout. Again, when you look left though, guys, look at this, right? This is that resistance now. So right below like 545, right? When you look left, you can see that your next resistance is not that far away. So just be a bit careful. Alrighty. Just be a bit careful. Yeah, again, Michael, you're very delayed. So make sure you click the red dot on the stream. Make sure your stream comes back to life. Alrighty. So Kel just took her money. So well done, Kelly. Well done. Yeah, I think your Discord name is Mickey, I think. Yeah, so again, follow the steps in the Getting Started channel. Yeah, success comes after try, and I'm in. Yeah, absolutely. You're good to go now? Woo! That thing said, forget about that supply zone. Forget about it. Yeah. Let's see where. Yeah, your name's Mickey. Yeah, so just follow the steps in the Getting Started channel. Watch the onboarding video. Give it a try, and if it's not working, we'll try and fix it. Alrighty. That is a nice pop. So someone was asking for a lunchtime rally. Well, there's your lunchtime rally. So if we can close above that level, the pre-market high, like the actual pre-market high from this morning, was all the way to 578. But I think at this point, though, you're sitting in a supply zone, so you really need to just start closing above those levels. All done now? Okay, you're good to go. You have access. Let's go. Well done. I see. Sometimes it's annoying, but yeah, again, just follow the steps in the Getting Started. I think you said all done, anyways. It doesn't show me that you're connected though. Right. So, but if you can see all the channels, then that's all that matters. If not, just connect. We'll touch 120 at some point by Monday. Craziness. Yeah, they need to throw a lot more rockets over the weekend, for that to happen. But they're probably gonna do it. So you can tell though, guys, right? Like we do have resistance at 545. And as much as we broke above the level, we're still double topping at that level. So is that a surprise? It better not be a surprise. Alrighty. I did a setup of the sub VWAP trap. Let's go, Snipes. Well done. Yeah, I like it. Yeah, the VWAP was the breakout spot we were waiting for the entire time, right? So that was nice. Very, very nice. So again, we all know there's resistance at 545. Don't be FOMOing at that level because you're gonna cry about it. Gonna cry. And it's BIAF. Yeah, it's testing that 220, so that's gonna be your first support, Brad. That's gonna be your first support then. AIFF, yeah, still, 240 support as well on that thing. And then this one's coming back down now for a retest of something. No. Okay. Okay. Good job, Richie. So there's a little bit of a fib level at 520 for ELPW. So let's see if they can stay above that. Stay above that. Let's give it another 10 minutes or so, guys, and then we can hop off and go back to Discord. Alrighty, so 10 more minutes. And then we shall hop off and go back to Discord. Cool? Cool. 10 more minutes. So yeah, let me know if you have questions. Blah, blah, blah. Again, I think we're going to have a class tomorrow at 11 a.m. Eastern time in the Legend Pro voice channel. And we'll talk about, the more potential, hopefully helpful things. So if you're not a Legend Pro member, you have to upgrade to the Legend Pro level to be a part of that class. And then next weekend or the weekend after that, we're gonna try and break down like the bot and the news and when to FOMO, when to not FOMO, blah blah blah, stuff like that. Alrighty, stuff like that. Reggie, did you get into this one? Hopefully you got in. Hopefully you got in. Meha, good job. A nice little curl there. A nice little curl. 23. Oh yeah, see, we talked about that 2250, right? That 2250 was holding the whole time, right? So, and it's been playing games but slowly creeping up. So, very nice, very nice. Yeah, good job. Stay green though. Stay green. I'm sure there's going to be a bit of resistance here around 25 cents, but 2290, nice. Yeah, that was very good. Very good. ELPW is holding that 520. So, like I said, there's a bit of a fib level at this level right here, 520. So, if it can stay above that level, then good. I don't worry. CM is a criminal. A criminal. Love it. Love it. There's so many false headlines, like so many false headlines. Almost like there are accounts on social media that are simply just meant for like fake news. It's crazy, isn't it? Crazy. Like the accounts with like 100,000 followers on Twitter that keep saying, "Oh, the supreme leader, the new one's dead, new one," and they spam that every day, right? And yet, I don't think anybody has any confirmation. But it's just so crazy with technology and social media. You got to get some of Neo for a long, JB. I like Neo. I like where it's at. Right, Neo reported profitable earnings. Right, so let me look at the daily for Neo. Like we looked at this the other day when they reported earnings, and the stock has been green every day now. Yeah, like this to me looks nice. Right, they reported earnings. The stock has been creeping up nicely. So yeah, I like what it's doing. Yeah, there goes Meha. Meha says, "Let me go, please. Let me go, please." Yeah. Yeah, no, if you're holding Neo looks good. You're approaching, like you're sitting at a bit of a double top area at like 580. So if it can stay above 580, at the end of the day, that would be a really good thing. JB. He's thought to be injured, hasn't appeared, injured initial attack. Really? Okay. Yep. It's crazy though that like even if the leaders are injured, there's still people in there that are like carrying out all these attacks in the name of right. So you could tell there's a lot of stuff that needs to go on in that country to get stability, A lot of stuff. Craziness. That's the word anyways, yeah. Who knows? Who knows? Uh, how America saves 20 online highlights are rid of foreclosures. Interesting. Is it viable for more? No, right? I don't think you can really classify this as FOMO, really. So again, we mentioned this quite a few times already today, right? Um, Whenever this thing is dipped closer to $2.20, it's had some solid bounces. So that's exactly what it's doing. So 520 has been a good base. Yeah. So if you got in again closer to 520, you're up 10 cents again. 10 cents. Uh, mm, 220, yeah, 220 support. Is it all set now? Let me take a look. Mickey. I don't see that it's all set. When it's all set, you're going to be able to see the channels in Discord. So when you get off, you can send me a DM in Discord. But first, though, watch that onboarding video. You're going to see what I'm talking about. It's going to walk you through the steps. Make sure you're connecting with the same email you're paying with on YouTube. All right. It has to be a Gmail email. So if you're not connecting with that, it's not going to work. Yeah. If you can see all the channels, then you're good to go. But if you can't, then no. As a nasty sell, wasn't it? But again, guys, is this a surprise? Right? DP, hopefully you took some profits as well. Kelly took her profits already, right? But again, when you see that there's resistance right here, guys, is right there. What happened last time? Slap. So everybody in the grammar is going to be watching that level, like here we go again. Slap. Surprise, surprise? No, not really. So this is where like not being greedy comes into play, right? You see resistance, you can wait a second to see if it's breaking through, holding, getting a higher low. But when it's struggling, you don't want to be diamond handing that thing. Maybe it's going to come back up, not a problem, but you end up losing the gain. So just so it can come back up, because honestly, to me, this is also a healthy retest. Like it retesting this area is a good thing, right? It had to come back and retest it because that's where it struggled at this morning, right? It just kept struggling and struggling and struggling. So it's going to come back down there whether you like it or not. ELPW. So if it can consolidate and start curling, that would be a good thing. Would be a good thing. Yeah, no. If it's still not working at some point today, Mickey, and you send me a DM in Discord already. Again, if you're new to the community, don't click on any links, right? If I'm not gonna send you a message, so if someone sends you a message with my name, same picture, same everything, probably not me. It's a scam, alrighty. So don't get scammed on social media. So I'm not gonna send you a DM. I'm not gonna send you links to a crypto site. I'm not gonna tell you about copy trading. I'm not gonna send you a paragraph. First of all, if someone sent one of, I don't know the last time I sent a paragraph to anybody. So when someone types up a paragraph and they're like, "Hey, here you go," don't get scammed. Is it all set now on Discord, Michael? Uh, 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 uh. Na, 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 na. Na, 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 na. Well, I mean, just take prices back to the natural, natural house prices. Take them back to where they're supposed to be. Not at not at ridiculous levels. Not at ridiculous levels. I think Michael's watching from 9:30 a.m. Seriously, Brad. Seriously, unbelievable. SOWG. SOWG. Yeah, I don't know, Dan. That's a nice little push. It's a nice little push. It's a nice little push. La, 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 la. I wonder if that wall is really 57 or 60 cents now. Yeah, when you're watching and the red dot isn't on your stream, just press the red dot so it brings you back to life. So, especially when we're playing with stocks, you kind of want to make sure you're live, because it makes a difference. Yeah, because I think 60 cents is a bit of resistance here. Even though it looked like this other level was resistance, I still think 60 is a bit of a problem. Again, don't forget to smash a like, guys, before we hop off. And like I said, if you want to join us in Discord, click the link at the bottom of the chat. Yeah. Alrighty, and come join us in Discord. We're gonna leave in the next minute or so. So let me know if you have any last questions, and then we'll hop off. Alrighty. Have a wonderful weekend. Be safe. Don't do anything crazy. Alrighty. Don't do anything crazy. Skunk, when are you gonna join us in Discord? When? When? You know what's funny? We talked about Benjamin earlier today. It looks like he just tweeted. Let me take a look. We are short. Stop loss at 285. Uh oh. If this thing breaks out, this thing is gonna cook. Alright, so we're gonna keep an eye on going into the rest of the day. That's fine. The short is fine. Blah blah blah. But if that thing stays about 220 and breaks above 240, they're gonna cook that dude. So when someone says stuff like that, you want to pay attention, not just because you want to go against, but because, yeah, you know, because if it starts to move in the other direction, Michael, I answer your question like a million times, right? Your Discord is set if you can see all the channels in Discord already. Yeah, it doesn't show me that you're set. It doesn't show me that. It says you haven't connected yet. So watch the onboarding video. Alrighty. Desmond, enjoy your weekend as well. Let's go, Kodan. Good job. Good job. Good job. Good job. Yeah. So again, that short is fine as long as. Uh, do, do, do. That is an interesting chart, isn't it? Yeah, one of the Twitter bots posted that. Yeah. It does show a golden pocket as well, doesn't it? Definitely has room to the downside though. Something to keep an eye on and look at later, you know. Look at this beautiful bounce, guys. ELPW. Look at that beautiful bounce. How beautiful is this? Right. So it just had to come back down and retest the area, right? So sometimes when these stocks break out, I mean, I keep saying sometimes, but it happens more often than not, right? So when these stocks break out, they want to come back and retest the level that they struggled at, and that's exactly what happened here, right? So you take the profits, you can come back in again later for another little push, maybe, you know. Craziness. Nutella, peanut butter. One of the drugs failed, Dara. No, 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 no. Yeah. Doing a reverse split and the flow will be less than 400K. Dara, stay away from it till the split is completed. Stay away. Don't touch it till it's completed. Completed. Done. 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 And then you know, you can look for an entry after that. We'll take a look after the split. Raven, have a wonderful weekend. Have a wonderful weekend. Now your wife can you know, say thank goodness you're off that stupid stream. You know? Yeah. Thank goodness you're off that stupid stream, you know? No more rubbish. No, 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 no. And open interest. Yeah, exactly, Raven. Can you look and tell me where the next support is at? You're in at $20? Absolutely. So BATL, you got in at $20. So you're down 40 cents. Not that big of a deal, right? You're looking for your next support. Your next support is 1921. Right, you can see that we put this line already here in the past. We didn't put this line here today because we haven't looked at the stock. But you can tell this white line at the bottom there, we already put that, so 1920-ish. Right? Why is that line there? Well, I mean, if you zoom out, you're gonna see. Look at that, right? So from that, when was that? That was Wednesday. Same kind of support ish. Today, same bottom. So yeah, 1920, and then a lot of resistance at $20. SoFi. SoFi is another one that like I'm hopeful of. It's really weak though, like it's super weak. But it's it's kind of sitting at a nice level, nice bottom. I think they need good news though. Right, so $17 has been holding, so that 17 range has been a nice area. So if it can stay above 17, then that's not horrible. Alrighty. Alrighty, y'all. Again, have a wonderful weekend. Much love. We will leave it here for the day. Yeah, we'll leave it here for the day, and then we will catch you guys next week over the weekend in Discord. Fridays are usually very good, so let's hope we can cook again. Last Friday we cooked after hours or into the end of the day, so there are lots of candidates for cooking, right? Like ELPW is definitely a candidate for cooking. So I really like what this thing did with the retest. Yeah, again, Richie, right? Become a member, come join us in Discord, spend the weekend educating yourself and fixing the issue. Alrighty, and then we'll go from there. Cool. Yeah, much love, Dan. My wife is away for a girls' weekend. Plenty of time for me to stock up on some armor. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. No, Dan, you need to barbecue. You need to go for nature walks. You need to enjoy nature, You need to enjoy nature. Yeah. Enjoy, Dan. Don't spend time inside on the computer. That's not good for you. You know? Yeah. So do that, please. Have a wonderful weekend, Dan. Much love, all. Alrighty. Bye, user. See you in Discord, Brad. Yeah. Alrighty. Bye, nurse. Bye, everybody. Much love. Have a good weekend. Bye, guys.